We are going live. Hi there, everyone.
Hello,
Welcome
everybody.
to another live stream. In fact, we're on number 51 now. In fact, I think we're going to have to turn out the main line because I'm being super saturated. That's a little bit better. We've got the mood lighting going on, and today I've got with me Les is here, so
Okay.
long-time friend of the channel and a great person to have on. I always
Thank you
enjoy
very much.
having you on.
I enjoy coming.
Do you?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I mean, I always have a lot to talk about, but I enjoy coming. So, I like this evening. I brought one of my locos along for
Yes,
Jenny
that's
to...
it. Yeah, you may have seen this in the thumbnail, and it's actually the Railroad TTS fitted Mallard from Hornby. I'm actually really impressed with this because even though it's billed as Railroad, it is actually a really good model. What do you want? You want to? Oh, the cupboard monkey is asking me to turn it on. Oh no, the Gestapo lamp is out. Ooh. So that is the on. So yeah, grand. Well, I guess a lot of Zoe's sorting out the comments. So at the moment, I can't read your comments. So, but keep typing them because they will come up at some point after Zoe has completely messed around with my ye olde computer and got them up and online.
There is your mouse of power.
My mouse of ultimate power. But yeah, don't forget to tickle that like button. There's 39 of you, but only one like. So, boom! You need to tickle that like.
Right.
For no other reason other than it makes me really happy. Oh.
And me.
Yeah, sorry, what do you want, Cupboard
At the
Monkey?
start of the proceedings, drink orders?
Drink orders. Do you want
A normal coffee and a thin piece of lasagna.
I'll just have some of that Coke actually, if I may. Oh, and actually, whilst you're over there, Cupboard Monkey, can we have some coasters out? You know where they're kept.
And I'll need a cushion for my bottom.
Yeah, give him a cushion. See, I've got the chair of power.
So tonight's coasters, from Vinyl Record, we have Protect the Surface by the Nostalgics.
I've already got one. I have one.
We
there.
have, from Spectrum Records, Tea Time, Don't Spill This by the Nostalgics.
So we need
And
one.
from CRW Records, we have Cover and Protect by the Nostalgics. They got around.
Yeah, put them back. Stop messing about, you Cupboard Monkey. And I'm going to put that down there. Right, there's your coaster. Right.
Have you seen what I have to put up with?
All right. What have we got
I'll
here?
get some drinks for you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go on, bog off, Cupboard Monkey. So we've got Daryl Heath, A4 microphone, no less. I like transport. I think that's the first time I've been first moderator. Derek Grant, hi to you. Hermitage Road. Hello, Jenny and Les. Hope you're well.
Hello.
Leslie Gilpin, well done being prompt. I like transport. D827 Kelly, evening to you. Always great to have you aboard. It's nice to meet you at Worley. Long time no see. In fact, I'm going to move the light round because Zoe's you can probably see just there the outline of my iPhone. So let's just move that a little bit. Is that better? I'm not sure whether it is or not, but yeah, actually no, that is better.
Yeah.
You get it full in the face.
I get it
now.
full in the face, yes. Show me best side.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Tillingburn and Utrees. Oh, good. I can stop watching the impeachment hearings and join in here instead. Greetings from Canada.
Evening.
Combat Bunny. Oh, whiskey for Combat Bunny. A big hello to Combat Bunny, who actually, if you remember, week before last, him and Tim's Trains, was it, were incredibly generous. And on the super chat, donated quite a lot of money. Actually, I was rendered speechless. But I do have that locomotive that I promised. So if you hold on one moment, somewhere in the sprawling metropolis of over here, see, I did make use of that incredibly generous set of donations, and I've got the Helgen 1366 class. So there it is. Hold that nice and close. So, see, I did it. I didn't just spend it all on beans. I went and got myself the Helgen 1366 pannier tank.
That's the one that I like as well.
Yeah, you like it. I show him new things like, oh, shiny.
Shiny.
Hey,
Precious. My precious.
So I've also had DCC fitted it as well because, obviously because the layout's DCC. Let's have a look. Gout Valley, another Loft Chat live. Hurrah! Oh, sorry. I've been downing Pepsi to the max, and which is, we talked about this last week. Actually, there is a chemical in Pepsi Max. It makes me go hyperactive.
Oh right.
Yeah.
The sugar. Oh, there's no sugar in it, is there?
No sugar.
No.
It's one of the artificial sweeteners. DH7 Kelly finally gotten the latest issue of Update finished and off to the printer, so can rest for the rest of the evening now. Woohoo! Oh, brilliant. Don't forget to tickle that like button, everybody, and it's always great to have you all aboard. Combat Bunny says, wow, nice. Yes, well, thank you, Combat Bunny. This was in part due to your incredible generosity, so I am still very humbled as well. I mean, that was just an unreal live stream. People just kept giving me money.
See, they'll give me any.
I don't know. Does anybody want to give him some money?
No, Jenny's
He does run frame around in Bolton, so he's there for all your picture framing needs. Let's have a look. Daryl Hearn says, nice. Ben Davis, that's a nice looking train. It certainly is. Andy 1962, nice looking loco. With Stanton Junction, hi to you. James Carroll, good evening Zoe. And, oh yeah, Jenny. Ewood Railway, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I was just pissing by. Leslie Gilpin, the one based on the Cornwall Railway design. I think that's the 1361. Was the one based on the Cornish Mineral Railway one. And then the 1366, which is this, is the locomotives. There were 6 of them built in 1934, I think. And they were a development of that design. So in a roundabout sort of way, yeah. You can tell that I've not long since, I filmed yesterday the full review of it. So that's why all these facts are still in my head. Station Road Model Railway, good morning Jenny and Les in this lovely summer morning. Yeah, the sunshine was coming down in liquid form earlier on. Otis JB, do you still have one-liners DC? I do actually, which is when you watch on Wednesday the Hatton's Class 66 review video. Yes, I was lent one of the pre-productions to do a full-on review of that. It's actually an incredible model. I don't do model and image. But I did review it and I had it running up here, and as it wasn't DCC chipped, I had to film that on my 1DC road. But I need to get what I actually need to do is get a little switch so I can switch it to DCC, because I've now reached a point where I have passed 130 chipped locomotives.
Good grief.
Yeah. So there's probably only 60 or 70 locomotives left to chip, and they're generally, there's an awful lot of things like Hornby XL and Y pugs, Hunslet austerities, Bachmann Class 4 shunters, that kind of thing, which aren't readily going to be DCC fitted. But yeah, anyway, how are you doing? I'm very mindful that my gob is working overtime.
Well, your gob
you're
is...
sort of sat there like.
No, I'm intrigued because I learn a lot from listening to you anyway. You know, you're very, very knowledgeable. So
we've got Ian the Train. Hi to you, and a new subscriber. Oh, great! Welcome aboard. It's always great to have new people on board, and also good to see all of the old hands too to the Jenny Monday Club. Don't forget that all of the merchandise, just mugs, I'm sorry, when Angus's Trains turns up, I bet you the first thing he asks will be t-shirts. And I'm afraid not yet. We've been so busy. We've had to rock the juice box yesterday. We've got sent a bumper amount of stuff to review. So we filmed so many reviews yesterday. We've still got 2 more reviews to film. If I'm looking over there, the bubble wrap. Brian Moser, if you're in, your stuff did arrive for review. Thank you very much for those custom nameplates. So I'm going to be doing a full review of those. And
it's all right. I'm going down the cupboard. I'm going down the ladder to the cupboard.
Yeah, the cupboard monkey's in the house. I like transport. You are a star there. Here's the mugs, he says. He's just I Like Transport has posted a link to where you can get your very own Jenny Monday Club mugs. Berry 120, make sure you don't fire DCC back into the DC controller when you put that switch in. A friend of mine found out they don't like it up them. No, they don't. Oh, thank you very much. Brilliant. So we're on Pepsi to the max.
Which means that Jen will go weird in about 20 minutes.
And I've been weird all the time, so...
Is this the ginger one?
Yeah.
Ah, that'd be why it tastes a bit peculiar. But yeah, I tried being normal. I didn't really like it.
Normal's boring.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Was someone mentioning t-shirts?
Yeah,
No.
not yet, but I don't think Angus's trains is here yet,
Right.
but he
We
will
were
be.
just talking about other stuff, talking about the massive backlog. I'm not well, and she had me filming
Yeah,
for her
she's
all
sick.
day yesterday.
Absolutely sick. So if there's any kids in the house, yeah. Zoe's sick, man, sick. Oh.
She's horrible to me. Send help.
But no, actually, I will read all your comments as fast as I can. There's so many comments coming in that
Right.
if I miss your comments,
I'm going. If you need anything, you're gonna have to send someone
I'll
down
have to
because
send for help.
I'm unwell.
So
I'll see
everybody
you later,
send
guys.
your love and hugs for the Cupboard Monkey. The Cupboard Monkey is going to build Fort Duvet in front of the fire.
Enter Tamriel on Elder Scrolls Online, and I'm not coming out until I'm well.
Yes, fire up the expo. And don't forget to keep juicing up the fire. Keep the house warm. Keep the home fires burning.
Okay, so I'll set fire to your train collection.
No, you won't, because they're all up here.
There's
So,
a lot downstairs
Jenny,
still,
why
though.
no trains running in the loft? Give me a chance. I'm trying to keep up with the comments, and they keep coming in faster than I can do anything. Right, anyway, so new toy. This is, I'm waiting for you to go, oh, I like that. How much is that? Can you get me one?
Ooh.
I told you.
Ooh.
So you should be able to see somewhere over here, and it'll come up over here. I can't see that on the phone because I get like a little.
When she gets really uppity, smack her with that.
Well, the prodding stick's over there. You don't need your plastic tat.
The lightsaber is not tapped.
Yeah. So we've got a Helgen. Let me see. Can I? The lights in this, I have to say, the directional lights in the Helgen 26, they do their own thing, and I'm trying F1, F2, F3, F0. Sometimes the directional lights work, sometimes they don't. I really don't know what's going on with that thing. But I got myself a Helgen Class 26. Will you stop messing?
I don't know how to switch it off.
There we go. It's switched off now. Yeah, I've wanted a 26, actually a 27 for that matter, in my fleet for quite some time. And I've finally treated myself to a Class 26 in coal sector livery. So it's actually technically the most modern thing I've got on my layout. So that's good for the early 90s. Would that be like 91 for that livery? So that's actually quite late on in my modelling. But actually, what we're trying to get round to getting Les's Mallard to work, because Les has had this fitted with a spoke generator.
Yes.
So I'm quite intrigued. I've got visions of us setting fire to this loco now. So let's try and get this on the track. And it was a little bit temperamental actually when we
First tried it.
yeah. I like transport. So it sounds like a faulty PCB or light. I don't know what it is actually. I swapped the DCC chip and they started working again, and now they don't. But I think that you're probably right. There's some kind of loose connection going on. Ian the Train says Helgen Class 26, lovely. Yeah, actually it is a lovely locomotive. I want one of their 27s as well. Helgen do the 27. I want to complete the pair of the Muckrats, but finally got the 26.
Why are they called that?
Well, the Class 25s were nicknamed Rats because they just got everywhere in the system.
Right.
But the Classes 26 and 27 were initially some were allocated to London, but then they all tended to move up north of the border. And they were prolific, they got everywhere, so they were nicknamed Muckrats because they were Scottish.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying before, if I miss your comments, I'm not ignoring you. It's just simply they're coming in so fast. So ask you, if you've got a question, ask it again in a bit if I haven't obviously answered you. Ham Shackleton says, Smoke Jenny might have killed the chip. They draw too much power from it. I'm not sure. You had it professionally done.
Professionally done. It's not been run since they showed it me working.
So...
It's going backwards anyway.
It is working, it's moving, but it's very sluggish. So there we are. I don't know if people can see that on screen there. Let me just stop it there, and I'm gonna.
We haven't actually put any.
Yeah,
Juice.
dig out the instructions. See, what does it actually say? What do we actually do?
Well, I would assume.
Right. So basically, that mallard is working okay. We can see it, but it's a wee bit dark. The trouble is, when I turn on the main light, I end up being like saturated white. So would people prefer the mood lighting, but with my face looking normal, or super saturated, where I look like a goth who's not seen sunshine for a long time? Evening to you, Lord Lemonator. I like transport. Yes, either problem on the PCB connection, the lighting connection, or a faulty PCB component. I assume the class 26. Yeah, class 26. Is it? Do we have any? Come on, wakey in there. Let's see now. Loco 2608. Boosh bash bosh. Now we're getting nothing. Nothing at all from the lights. Did they just come on? I'm not sure. I'll see when it comes back round. Robert Becking says normal face. Lord Lemonade says, do you have a TTS sound A1? I don't, I'm
Do you want to
afraid.
try and undo that? It's a
Yeah.
security.
Yeah, what do the instructions say? What do we actually have to do?
Draw some out with the syringe and inject it into the funnel. There's a very fine needle as well.
Right, let's have a look. This is new territory for us.
Yeah.
Just making sure it's not getting hot in there.
Have you
Right.
had your heroin today?
Oh, bloody blooming heck. Right. The filling needle must be mounted on the filling to the tech. Max 0.3 millimeters of this stuff. Now fill into the steam generator. The wide part of the steam generator. Attention. Attention what? And then it goes French. It says attention. Le
Attention.
générateur fumigène s'adapte presque tout le locomotive à casser plastique. Right, anyway, we're gonna give this a whirl and
If
see
we
what
can get
happens.
the top off.
So, it's basically that thing where essentially so that kids can't drink it. Right, have you got the needle there?
Got the.
We need 0.3. Okay, we can do this.
Right, that's got a very fine needle that goes on
Yeah.
afterwards.
So,
That just goes on there and then pulls out. There's a sharp
right.
prick on the end.
Interesting. So this is really it's like Jenny trying to shoot up here. Have we got the right amount in there? I'm just trying to get the air out very carefully. Yeah, that's about the right amount. So I'll let you put the lid back on.
Okay, and I'll let you do the operations.
Yeah, so we're going to. I don't know what happens now.
Let me put some into the.
Yeah, it's not dripping out the bottom, which is a good sign. So
Maybe it starts.
4468. So loco 44.
It should have sound as well. I don't know again what. Oh,
Yeah, that's A4 sound.
there's some shoveling sound as well apparently.
Yeah. Otis JB says, I thought you were giving Les an injection for a moment. Yeah. I don't know if we have to... Do we have to turn the smoke generator on or something? Oh, you got firebox glow as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Let's see. Right. Check if the light CV has not been dimmed to its darkest or even nil setting. When working the deeper. Right. Working. Oh, it's got working headlights as well. It's had the bee's knees done to it, I have to say. So we've got a firebox flicker in here.
Yes, the lights have just come on.
Oh
at the
yeah,
front.
yeah, we do. So
And in a minute, a little man with a flag will pop out the window and wave.
yeah. Let's see, we've got where's your cheat sheet? Is there any of
Cheat
this
sheet.
for? Dum, dum, dum. Smoke generator F12. Let's have a look. I don't know, maybe it needs a little while to warm up.
Yeah, maybe a circuit.
Someone said F9.
This was one of the locos they had working on the Great Model Railway Show, wasn't it? With
Why is it? For some reason, it's now decided to not respond. I've got this awful fit. It's crashed out my GCC controller.
oh dear.
So, turn it off. I hate when decoder fitted locos arrive without the functions sheet. Brian Master says, may need to move at speed. Oh, Brian, by the way, if you weren't in earlier on, your nameplates have arrived, and we're going to be filming that review, and it'll be going out week after next. So, big thank you for those. Looking forward, actually, to fitting the Jenny and Zoe nameplates. But what glue do you recommend for putting the etched nameplates on? Zoe says cement. But
6-inch nail.
Ron Stanbury says too much oil in it. Oh, I put exactly what it said to put in it. Let's just turn that back on.
Yeah, it was only literally.
Wait, it said 0.3 millilitres, which is what we've put in. 4,
And we used a very
6, 8. Oh,
fine-
here you go.
Oh, thank you very much. Here you are, bottom.
Actually, I'm going to try it without the sound on, because I know the sound does draw quite a lot. So that's F9. It is moving. I'm just seeing, is it going to do its thing? Any other suggestions for Youth Smoke Generator usually uses the F0 function. But that's the lights, isn't it?
No, I don't know, because this is the first test there. The lights have just come on now. But according to the instructions here, F12, FO2, what does that mean?
FO2, what's FO2?
Smoke generator, F12, smoke generator, FO2.
Use F4.
That's drain cocks.
It appears to have a Hornby TTS sound chip in, so does anybody know what the auxiliary functions on a TTS chip, which F numbers they are actually on? It would appear that it's got the wrong sheet. It says sounds from the coast, A1 class on Zemo. That is not the right list. So
Right. That could be my fault, because I got a whole set of lists given to me that weren't in their boxes, and I just saw that in A1. I thought, but that's A4, isn't it? It's not in A1. So
Ryan
maybe
Moses
that.
says, how long's a bit length of string? I will go with one that gives you some wiggle time so you can adjust them. I was thinking cyanocrionate, super glue. Ben Davis, hi. Jennifer, have you heard any more news on Rails of Sheffield Terriers? as they were supposed to come out last week. So yeah, they were supposed to come out for Wally. I was of the understanding that they were hoping that they'd arrive firstly for Wally. They didn't. Then for the end of last week, they didn't, as far as I'm aware. So basically, I know as much as you do, and I suspect that the staff at Rails of Sheffield are probably as much in the dark as you are, and probably tearing their hair out, because there's so many people who are eager for actually getting hold of these. Right, let's have a look. Super glue for Ian the Train says super glue for nameplates. Right, no worries. Berry 120 says, I thought the auxiliary was really high, like F18 or something. I think you're right, actually. So we need to do shift 1 8. Right, that's F18. And I don't, how quickly does the smoke appear once you turn the smoke generator?
Is it like something that has to heat up inside?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe there's like a coil or something.
Because I know the smoke units that you get for putting in buildings and things like that, they work pretty quickly, within sort of 5, 10, 15 seconds, something like that. But so I've never had one of these in before, so
let's get a bit of poke on it, see what happens. D827 Kelly says super glue is probably
perhaps super glue will make the smoke.
I don't know, we're not having any look. F18 is supposedly on. Weird. It is doing some weird things, actually. Come back here, you. Ooh. It is doing some weird things.
I say this was professionally done before I was dealing with yourself, Jenny. I'm not saying that you're not professional at what you do, you certainly are, but this was done by a shop, and the weathering was done by one of their people that they use. And the weather, I'm very pleased with everything.
Yeah, it looks lovely.
First time of trying it. And all the other functions seem to be working on there. It's just
it's just the smoke unit. We can't see it. People are asking. Yeah, Andy 1962 says F18 auxiliary for Hornby TTS. So we need shift 1 8. That should be switched on then, I guess.
Have we not put enough oil in?
No, I mean.
Well, you put in what it said, didn't you?
Yeah, we shouldn't drown it in oil.
No.
The only thing I could suggest is ask the shop, say, we can't get the smoke generator working. Is there no other instructions in there? Oh, well, actually, let's just have a look. What does it actually say? Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Let's have a look.
Because like I say, these then are not the...
It doesn't give you any instructions. Pass.
Have we tried? I tried F12, which it says
we tried
here.
F12, F18,
Have we done,
F0.
What's the FO2 though mean?
I don't know. Smoke generate FO2.
Can you put an O2 in, or does it only read it as 2?
That's for a different chip.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, all this is being controlled by a Hornby TTS chip, as you can hear. Stick to DC, that way you get to play trains instead of having a crash course in electronics. Berry 120 says F25 seems to be a thing for some TTS decodes, looking online as well, but never heard of it. So which is that? F25. Does it even go that high? Let's have a look. Right, so shift 25. That's F25 is now on.
Does it smell or?
There's no smell. It's doing nothing. Andy 1962 suggests try using the syringe to draw some of the stuff out. this where I electrocute myself? Okay, I've drawn what's probably... Oops. I've drawn... That would seem to be almost all of it. There should still be something in there. Right, that's... I've taken about half of it out. Run a diesel instead.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get the 26 back up and running. So Loco 2608. Bish bash bosh. Maybe its lights will work now. So that's that one. Let's have 2552. So that should...
Yeah, there's one moving around.
Yeah, Loco 2554.
Yep.
So there we are, we've got 3 trains running, all diesels, you'll be pleased to see, right? Jen, looks like you need to go to Live Steam and Dead Rail. I presume that's another channel. Yeah, Station Road Mother Railway says you could always Photoshop the smoke in afterwards. I wonder if we put it on the DC track, whether the smoke generator unit will just operate. I don't know. I just let's try that. Let's see what happens. Anyway, talk to the good people.
Hello.
You're not on screen. God,
I know I keep slipping out.
you keep slipping out.
Right.
Oh, just at the point that a train came by on the other track, so I can't get it on the track just yet.
Right.
So
Have any of you other good folk out there had any issues with Hatton's special Christmas sale? I've only been getting information through the day after particular item has finished, because there's a 12 days of Christmas one-day sales, and somehow I don't get the information until the day after. I only have a mobile phone, so I wondered whether it was an issue with my phone, whether it was an issue with emails being sent out, with an Android phone being delayed or anything. Or whether, you know, there isn't a problem. I spoke to Hatton, or sent them a text message, and they weren't aware of any issues, but just thought I'd ask you good people.
those blue drawers, somewhere in there you'll find a box of jeweler's screwdrivers. So we're going to get... Sorry, this must be really boring, watching somebody just like looking at something. Are you alright there?
Yeah, I just didn't want the builder's bum.
Yeah, is that one you had hold of? Oh no, you're right. Next one above. A little bit at the front, somewhere. No, not in that one. Not in that one. There. Yes. Yes. Right. Okay. Somebody suggested we take the lid off and just see what's going on. So let's take the lid off this and see what's going on. I've syringed the actual smoke oil out.
Right. Can you do my ears afterwards?
No. Let's have a look. I can't see a thing in this light. I think we're going to have to go full goth. Would you turn the light on?
Which?
Oh, just the switch there. Don't fall down head first down the hatch. Near the floor. Can you see it? Yeah. Right. I can see again. So I'm sorry. I'm going full goth here because the way it saturates me on the camera. But I'm going to. The screw just disappeared inside the model, which is really, really annoying. So let's have a look. Right. Oh, it's a tiny, tiny thing. Gosh, where is the screw? Where's the bloody thing gone?
Is it a little black screw or?
Yeah, like a little flathead screw. I'm guessing it's gone and got... It was like it fell into the locomotive somehow. Right.
Feel it on your plush carpet.
I'm just looking in there. Right, where's it? It is connected to... It would appear... Let's have a look. The yellow and the blue. Actually, where's the...
It's not As far as I can see, the screw isn't on the floor.
Right, the green and the blue, where are they going? Green. Blue seems to be a common return. So the smoke unit's on white. Okay, the white cable from a TTS chip. Does anybody know which function that actually is? Oh, somebody said the screw fell out, they saw it go.
Can you go and find it for us?
Somewhere. This carpet eats screws, you know.
My floor does at work as well, but...
Yeah. So we'll have to... Oh, got it.
Oh, well done.
We got it. Well spotted
that man.
person. I was wondering who would be the first person to spot that. Jenny, you have a screw loose. Be careful. Yeah, a few people saw it drop.
Can I have a peep at this for a moment? Well,
Brian
things
Moses
are going
says,
well.
most likely on the motor. According to my experience, the smoke generators using lens and Roco decoders never had a problem with it. Maybe it's the Hornby chip at fault. I wonder if the Hornby chip is not actually able to put out enough power. Davidson Railways, hi to you. Hi guys, we're watching for the first time. Keep up the good work. Stephen and Karen, hi to you. Always great to have new people aboard. Don't forget everybody to tickle that like button. What are you up to?
I was just gonna. I couldn't remember which track I pulled it off. I don't want to put it on the wrong track. And
Why'd you pull it off? Oh, yeah.
I want to have a look at it.
Right. It doesn't really matter. They're all the same. They're just empty tracks, right? On the face of it, right? So, white.
So it's gone smokeless, has it?
I'll be honest with you, right? So the white cable, white is for front light. Oh, very interesting. So yellow and brown. Brown. So what's the brown wire? It could be the brown wire. I'm sure Hornby TTS is half an amp, but Youth Smoke takes 1 amp. Got to go. Dog wants letting out. D87 Kelly. No problem. Always need to take care of the pets first and foremost. So perhaps catch up with you later. Yeah, I'm beginning to suspect that if it is a... Well, no, I'm looking in there. Is that a Hornby TTS chip? I don't think it is, you know.
I think it is this one that they're saying is here.
Yeah, I think...
Zemo.
Yeah, I think... And we're thinking it might not be a Hornby TTS chip. And it might actually be a... Is it a Zemo?
Zemo.
Yeah.
The box says it's DCC
Yeah, which...
fitted
I would
with
have...
a TTS sound, but...
It's a bit sneaky because that means they've pocketed your TTS chip and charged you for a Zemo. So you could have put that TTS chip in.
I won't be going back to them again anyway, so...
Why did they not give you the best service?
I just wasn't particularly comfortable in the group.
Oh, fair enough. Right. We're thinking now that it's a Zemo, and so...
The Zemo codes are on here.
We've got the Zemo codes, so... what have we got going on here? So the weird thing is that the speaker must be in the tender, so I'm curious how the sound's getting across. Right, F12 it claims...
FO2.
Right, let's have a look on... Let's see, scroll through, there we go. We can work out actually, let's have a look. So F14 would be shift 1 foot. That's supposed to be the injector. That doesn't sound like an injector to me, I'll be honest.
What is an injector?
It's for like squirting more water into the boiler.
Oh, right.
F3. Okay, F4. Yeah, this is not the Zemo chip. That should be a coupling noise. F7 should be a platform whistle. This is a TTS chip because number 7 is shoveling coal. Are you sure this is what came with it?
I don't know, because say the boxes came back and all these sheets were separate. So I've got some other sheets. Maybe I've just not put the right sheet with the box. So it's probably mine.
Because there's flange squeal on F12, which is what this says should be
Smoke generator.
smoke generator. I think your problem is there's a TTS. So Zemo should be. It's not a Zemo chip in there. It is definitely a TTS chip as far as the sounds are concerned. Certainly. Somebody says there. Lord Lemonade says it's TTS definitely. Even Railway 2019. Hi to you. Warrington Train Spotter asks, where did you buy it from?
I bought it through a model railway group,
Right.
but it is, a Hornby one. It's not second hand. It was bought brand new.
Let's have a look in the tender. I'll be honest with you. I am curious because normally the TTS sound chip would be in the tender, like the entire thing. But there is a chip inside the locomotive.
I bought it through Lee Model Railway group.
Let's
through
see.
their
How
shop.
do we get in here? I
Good
don't.
evening, all Foxhall Railway.
Good evening to you.
Sorry, I've got Jenny doing mechanical work, looking at my loco.
Yeah. Anybody know how you get inside the tender on a Hornby railroad?
Mallard.
Mallard. Have you? Did they show you it working?
No.
He's never seen it working.
I've seen it working with all the sounds and everything, but that was before they sent it away to be weathered and for the lights and everything, and the smoke box to be put on.
The lights definitely work,
Yeah.
but let's have a look. Actually, I think there might be one underneath the coupling. Let's just. So. Yeah, there's one underneath there. That's fine. I just want to see what's in the tender, because there could be 2 chips in here for all I know. So you've basically got lights being handled by a different chip. Now that's bizarre. Right, there is a TTS chip and speaker in the tender, but there is also a chip in the locomotive. So I don't know what to say at this point, but that's quite a big chunky chip. Is that a TTS chip? Can anybody? It looks like it's a TTS chip to me. Made 2 loco addresses. I did program it on the programming track. Let's try it on number 3. I'm wondering if when we've programmed it on the programming track, effectively all we've programmed is the locomotive, the actual sound chip, and the one that's actually sorting out the smoke generator may still be on number 3. So let's get this all back together. This would be my guess at this moment in time. It appears to have 2 DCC chips in. So let's get this all back together.
I'm sorry I've caused you all these
No,
problems.
no. This is
She said, bring one of your locos to try. I thought, right, I'll bring this one because I know it's supposed to be...
No, he said, can I bring my new toy to try it out?
Well, it's a new toy. It's been stuck in a box for well over 4 or 5 months now.
Let's see what happens on number 3.
And you've got to reprogram it again.
No, I shouldn't. If that chip's not accepted the programming, sometimes chips, if they've not got an actual load on them, won't accept the programming. You have to program them in a different way. Let's just put some.
Heroin back in.
Yeah, let's just like give it its fix. And you know I'm good for one more, man. Right. So let's try Loco 3. And I don't even know if there's anything on number 3. So this is suggesting well, let's try F1. How long do we have to wait before smoke would start coming out?
Depends how long the chip pan's been left on.
Try uncoupling tender and read engine chip. I haven't got a tool for decoupling the little plug between the two, I have to say. A Warrington train spotter. 2 chips is not necessarily a bad thing. The Bachmann classes 108 and 105 you can fit 2 chips to. And I know that you have to do something special to program the second chip, and all it's doing is working the lights. Hi to you, Sparky 107. Great to see you. Flying Scott, I might need a bit of advice. I'm planning on getting a Ruston 48. On one hand, I want the Works green one because it could be on any layout and make sense, but the Queen Anne one is much prettier. I think that this is a Rule 1 situation.
Yeah, you get what you like.
Yeah, or you could get both.
Yes.
That could be quite expensive. So he said, shake the loco. Smoke should come quite quickly. Let's see now. F2, nothing. F3 is on. F4, F5, F6, F7, F8, F9, F10, F11, F12's already on. F13. Oops, no.
It's not playing, is it?
It's not playing. And that's because I've gone back to the sound chip. Right, so we'll go back to... let's have a look. Why do I do that? Right, enter... I need shift. There we are. Shift 1-8. Shift 25, somebody suggested. Shift...
Is this still programmed on 3?
Yeah, this is still... We're getting absolutely nothing. Try running Locomotive. You may need acceleration. Okay, Loco 4468. Not getting anything. Try reprogramming address to addresses. You've got to remember that how do I have no idea what.
Well, it makes all the whistles and bell sounds, but it doesn't make the smoke.
I don't know. It's getting annoying now because I don't know how to turn that sound off. I have no idea which function that sounds like. It's possible the smoke generator is blown. If you run lights on Roco models without oil and generator, it can blow.
It's never been run.
It's never been run. Try the smoke. Yeah, we injected it with the smoke. Are the lights on? Yeah, the lights are on.
Smoke box working.
President says prog O2, then we set Loco O2, then okay, Loco 2, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Sparky107 says, I always have a straw so I can blow into it in case to form a seal when filling. It's not even warm. Somebody said top it up again. I don't want to put too much in. Where's the little tube? That loco's going to get really old really quick.
I don't know how you use it. I see.
You have to push down as you twist it.
Right.
So yeah, gonna give Les his fix.
So what do you mean the loco's going to get old very quick?
That noise.
I think I've got either two.
Have you got any others that have been?
Yeah, two others that are supposedly with smoke.
Can you not contact them and say, how'd you get the smoke generator working? I can't get it working. So, right. I'm going to top it up, but right, that's the smoke in. It is definitely a smoky one. There is a smoke unit in there. I can see it. When it blows, you'll get smoke. Blow now. It doesn't even smell warm. Yeah, the smoke unit's in. And when people say, have you put a smoke unit in it? It is in there.
Yes.
I don't know what to suggest here. We're not having any luck.
No.
Sparky, behave yourself.
What are you saying?
Here, throws in the town, launches the A. I would never do that. Right, we need to put this back in the bottle. It is a Seuth smoke unit, but on the face of it, it's not working. It's the best way I can describe this. It ain't working. Right. So it does have the oil in. So does have a smoke unit in. Don't think I'm just tipping this stuff down the funnel for the hell of it.
What if it has a circuit of your track? Would it try?
Okay, let's see what happens. So we want Loco 4468.
Movement.
We'll see whether this helps. It's going to chase the 26. That sounds like it's come off the tracks, isn't it? It's alright, it should. Or is it? Just pull it out of the tunnel. Model trains, who'd have them, eh? Make sure you don't demolish that signal. His hand is coming perilously close to a signal. Try 1 drop of oil, it should smoke almost immediately. Yeah, it's got plenty in. Last week I asked, what do you against steam power anyhow? It was a joke referring to you complaining about your steam powered computer. As you replied, I crushed. Ah, right. Ben Davis says, I did have an old Hornby class 28XX, but for it to smoke I had to normally run it for 10 minutes. Ham Shackleton, running in won't affect smoke, they still smoked when parked up. Big Sid says, increase the voltage. Can I have the power, Captain?
I think that's on.
Yeah, there we are. So,
Why did it jump your track?
I don't know.
Is it those?
What happened to the 26? Well, did you lift that
You had
out?
to lift it up, yeah.
Oh, right.
Come out again.
It's Oh, it's just shorted the whole layout again.
You horrible little mallard.
Oops. Am I dripping? Is there actually anything in here? If I hold it upside down, I have no idea where this smoke stuff is going. It doesn't come back out. It smells warm, actually. I just got the oil in my mouth.
So do you think that means it might be activating?
I don't know. It could just be warm because the lights are on and they're generating heat. Oh, smoke oil is horrible. I test it so you don't have to. Hey kids, don't do this at home. Well, of course, we don't have any kids watching because of that copper nonsense. Right, Loco 4468. I'm thinking maybe if we run it in reverse, it might do better. Cider will rid the taste of oil, Jen.
You've got your other engine that's going to bash into Jenny. Stop.
Oh yeah. Stop!
Whoops.
Oh!
Oh, we need a crane now, don't we?
We do a bit. You guys on the live stream can't see, but the mallard just went. Oh! You're gonna demolish my signal? I see your hand getting perilously close. Oh dear. That's the problem. What I will do is I will do some clever shunting to get this off the track. Oh, go and talk to the nice people.
I can't because you're in the way.
No, go behind. Oh, yeah.
I can talk to your bottom. Hello, bottom. Right.
Well, some people say I talk out of it, so you might get a good conversation. Right.
Right.
Loco 2608. So,
decoupled.
yeah, people at home are going like, I don't know what on earth they're doing because you guys can't see any of this.
We're having fun.
Fun?
Oh.
Right. If I now... I'm going to just reverse that back. So you guys will eventually possibly see this come into shot over here somewhere on a different track. So there we are. I don't know, it's not appearing on camera. It'll go across the girder bridge. There it is. Right. Piccadilly Model Railway by John Warner says this is hilarious. I'm glad I can. I'm glad I can help. Right, Loco 4468. All this to get a blooming smoke unit working.
I shouldn't have bought the bloody thing with me, should I?
Well, you had to find out sometime.
Yeah, well, I'll bring a better engine next time.
I'll be honest, I think smoke units are a bit overrated, to be honest with you. Let's have a look. Ben Davis says, hi Jennifer Kerr. If you look at the rails of Sheffield Advent Calendar, day 9 thinks
That's
you
off
mean...
again. I think it hit the wall.
Thinks you mean it. As a class 37 116 BR Blue special edition. Ah, right, yes. I did see that. The rails are doing the dealer network special Bachmann Class 37. It is a nice livery, but I've already got I can't see where it is. I've got my my rail blue 37 already. So Lord Lemonator needs proper lining and cab glazing and also proper lettering. Oh, is this the I think we're going to have to try it on a different for some reason it doesn't like my track round there.
I think it hit the wall.
That could do it, actually. Tell you what we'll do. I have got a cunning plan. I've got a cunning plan, Mr. B. I'm going to swap it onto one of the main track trains, and let's see how it likes it. It can play with a train of oil tankers because it's been a very naughty train. The Fat Controller says you're only good enough to pull oil tanks. So, talk to the nice people, Les.
Hello, nice people. This is Les here. I'm talking to you. Right. It's proving a very troublesome engine this tonight.
It is rather.
I mean, it's a nice loco, don't get me wrong.
It looks quite nice actually. And actually, the lack of cab glazing, it isn't a deal clincher for me. I'm looking at it and thinking...
on that?
Yeah, the railroad models are really nice. Come on. We'll just let that go around a few times and
We
see
hope
whether
it'll
it
go
starts
around.
smoking.
Let's hope it doesn't...
The 827 Kelly says, hello again. Poppy the dog is off on her evening walk with Richard, so we'll have fun sniffing out the grease. Oh, sorry, the geese and other assorted critters. So I got oil and grease on my head, right?
I'm just keeping an eye.
Evan Railway 2090 says, why isn't a train drive not conductive? Because he's not a conductor. Oh, okay. Richie Download Festival Goer. Hi Les, what's your favourite Great Western Railway heavy freight locomotive? That's awfully specific, really, isn't it?
I haven't a clue.
He doesn't
I just
know.
like pretty trains.
He doesn't know.
I don't know.
Heavy Great Western Railway heavy freight locomotive. Mine's a 72XX, and you're like, 72. You don't know what you know the two.
That's not your bus size. No, I have no idea what a 72XX is.
Oh, it's one of these. If I can find it, there it is. I quite like the 28XX, which is a big 280 tender loco, but that's a 72XX.
Got something
So
similar to that.
Yeah, because it's a Mikado wheel arrangement. It's 282. But I believe it's the only locomotive ever built for Britain's railways that had the 282 wheel
They've
arrangement.
done a complete circuit without derailment.
Without smoke as well.
And without smoke.
I'm afraid the smoke unit's just not working. I think.
Have you pressed F12 or whatever?
Let's have a look. F12.
I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. And there was no loose connections inside when you
I
looked,
couldn't
so-
see any loose connections. So I'll be honest with you, I think you need to get in contact with them and say, why is my smoke generator not working?
Oh,
Everything else is.
yeah.
Your lights are, your flickering box glow is working. But as for everything, we'll just leave that to run then, shall we?
Well, I'll look out these other, mind you, the other set of sheets I've got, there's about 3 more of these. If that has a different number for the smoke generator.
Yeah, just ask them, so we can't, how do we get it to work? Because it just isn't working. And you can say to them, we've thoroughly tested it.
Yeah. Well, they can look at your YouTube channel and
Yeah, that's a
say,
good point. Yeah, you can say, you watch Jenny messing about with it. Jenny can't get it to work. It can't be made to work. Yeah, Evan Railway 2019 says, get your money back. That's what I'd be marching in there going, how dare you! I did that in B&Q once, so I say, oh, this is just rubbish, this is, the bolts are missing, it was a toilet seat. And I said, there's no bolts in this, I've come down here, and the woman behind the counter just turned it over and went, you mean these bolts that were sellotaped to the underside of the seat? And it's like, thank you.
well, I took something back to a pound shop today. It was a pound shop. It was £1.29.
The £1.29 shop.
£1.29 shop. It was just some snow fringes with snowflakes on that you put up in your window. So I opened the packet to put them up, and the snowflakes, they all just sort, because they're like cotton wool, they all just wouldn't lie straight or flat.
Yeah.
So I said, well, this is no use, not fit for purpose, basically.
What did they say?
They said, well, we've not had any other complaints. I said, well,
They always say that, even if there's like a queue of people complaining.
I mean, she was all right.
Nobody else
I said, well, they're not going to
complained.
do any good for the shop because they'll just all curl up all the time.
Alright, let's get that 26 back running. 2608. Bum bum bish bash.
Well, I'm pleased it's working all right mechanically, and majority of the sounds. But yeah, I'll give.
Sound works, but it's a TTS chip, and I suspect your problem is that in using the TTS chip that came with it, there's a second chip in there. There's definitely a second chip in there that everything else is wired to, but for whatever reason, we can't access the lights are working because they came on when I pressed the button. So for whatever reason, this smoke unit is just not working. Fox Hill Railway says, Jen, there's a rat loose on your layout. What, you mean one of these? There you are. Is that 255054? Yeah, that's a bit of a rat for you. And there should be. This is my elephant in the room 25. If I go 2552. The 25, which doesn't actually sound like a 25, but nobody has yet actually told me what it is. People go, oh yeah, that sounds nice, and I say it's got a TTS sound chip in, and then you have to think through what sound you can get out of TTS chips. And they unfortunately don't do a 25, it's actually a class 40. Fat Wallet Boy 2 says, we're all praying for smoke. D827 Kelly, if it's a second decoder, it'll have a separate address or be part of a consist. It appears to be on the same number as the locomotive because the lights are wired to it, and when you press the button for the lights, they do actually work and they come on. So, where's it? Oh, there it is. We're still not getting any smoke, it has to be said. Evan Railway 2019 says, whoa, oh, you little kid, get out of it. Oh, deceitful locomotive, slipping wagons off and then ploughing through them. Why has the 25 stopped? For some reason,
Do you know, I think my engine has jinxed your layout tonight, hasn't it?
That's a bit. I don't know why these.
She won't invite me again. She said she likes having me here.
I do actually, yeah. Just, boys and girls, if you see like random wagons just turn up off the back of the train, do let me know. Fat Wallet Boy 2, does it only smoke in time with the chuffing sound? I should chuffing well hope not. Actually, I don't think it's that complicated. I like
Sorry.
Oh, Otis JB, that happened last week. Oh, I'll be back says, when the smoke arrives, we'll have a new Pope.
Just tell me if the little light box is working, because I can't tell if it goes round the box.
I don't actually know. It intermittently works, but I don't know which button I press to get it working. I have to be honest. Right. Run more trains? There's quite a few running. Let's get. There you are. You've got 4 trains running. So somewhere behind me, I don't know how much you can see of what's going on behind us. So we've got class 26. There's also this Les's class A4 that we cannot get the smoke unit to work on, going around with the oil tank train. There's a 25 pretending to be a class 40. Going around, it's over there at the moment, and then we've got a class 45 which is chugging around the back here. So yeah, 4 trains running. Angus's trains, hi to you. D87 Kelly, YouTube is at least working, Zoe. New Mills Model Railway, well it's a northeastern loco, Les, don't all LNER locos jinx layouts? Otis JB, what did you ask Zoe for Christmas? I gave her, I said to her she didn't have to. We were going to have a frugal Christmas. But I'm actually quite easy to buy for. Model railways, dead easy. I also like fancy smalls as well. It's like, yeah, lingerie or model railways. I'm good, I'm easy. Otis JB, hey Angus, t-shirts, I said it first. Otis JB, smiley faces, Leslie Gilpin, hi Angus, great video you posted at the weekend. Oh, actually, yes, I did have a look at that. I saw your trains going by video. What do you actually use as your camera wagon? Because I did like, you did the full circuit of that layout. It is a lovely, lovely layout. So I did watch that. I tickled your like button. Great to see. Sheaf Biker, 4 more than Northern Rail. Oh, what trains running? Yeah, actually, that's a good point. At some point, we should let's see. Oh, there we are. Let's go. Les, your camera hiding.
It's all right. I'm keeping an eye on the naughty trains.
The naughty train.
The naughty train.
You're putting the naughty train on the naughty step. Let's just see. If I have too many working, you can bet your boots that
one into the other.
Well, no, it's not that. It's just that the controller doesn't like having too many working at the same time. It doesn't have the power. But that's that new Helgen one. It's going to now go round. It's going to chase
This one.
the 26 round. So at some point, this is the thing I like about DCC. You can set up train chases. So when we finally get loads of cameras up here, we'll be able to actually, the live stream we can have it coming from lots of different angles. Angus's trains, what's the A4 doing on a freight train? Well, it was a very naughty train, Angus, because basically it's got a smoke unit in it which is refusing steadfastly to smoke. So we decided we'd just try and run it and see if that would make the smoke unit work. It hasn't. But it just happened to be that was the track I put it on. So let's slow that. Apparently it's now joined the back of the train, and there we go. I'm going to try and match the speeds. It's very difficult because there's kind of a delayed reaction on that. There we are. Let's have it chug round at that and see what happens. So you'll spot there's a little Great Western Railway pannier chugging round, following the 26. Yeah, it's a lovely loco, isn't it? That's the one that's...
You might be in the new year.
Yeah, Rails of Sheffield at the moment have these at £99, which for the Helgen 1366, and they're also doing the 1361 tank locomotives. It's the best price I've seen out and about. I think it's a long-term thing. It's not like a just for Christmas deal. I have filmed a review for them, and that will be going out not this Wednesday, because that's going to be the the Hatton 66. Not Saturday, because we've got a different review. But it'll be like next week on the Wednesday, and then I think we're also planning on that Saturday. Brian Moser, if you're still in the chat room, that's when I'm going to be doing the review of the etched nameplates that you very kindly sent over. So boom, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Let's just speed that up a little bit. The trouble is, it's like a delayed reaction. You try and speed it up and nothing happens for a bit, and then it goes for it. Jens Dahlstrom, is this some kind of slip coach? I like transport. Angus's train, so Topham Hats orders. Susie Huntbath, is it Hornby? Yeah, the A4 is Hornby. It's Hornby Railroad one.
Basic one.
This pannier tank here is Helgen. So it's not a Hornby, it's a Helgen one. Ian Hilpus, try it with the chuffing sound. Okay, well let's see. This is the 4468. There we are.
This is the A4.
There's the chuffing noise.
That's the instructions for the A4. Have they got different?
That's for the TTS. Let's have a look. Let's see, actually, good find there. Right. Auxiliary lighting. Fitting. F18. F18.
Fireboxes glowing now, yeah.
F18 is the auxiliary function on a TTS chip, so shift 1-8. We're waiting for the little puffs of smoke, but we're not getting them. Firebox glows turned on though, I noticed. Is there a Lord Lemonator? Yeah, that is that chuffing noise you can hear, and the whistle. That is the Hornby TTS A4 chip. Actually, it's quite a good chip, you know, for the money. I like the transport. Really? Sorry, I thought it was O gauge. What? Susie Huntback, do you have an A-class diesel loco? I'm assuming that's an Australian locomotive. No, I don't. I don't have any Australian locomotives, although the is it the South Maitland Railway 282 Bay of Peacock tanks are certainly something that I wouldn't actually mind to get myself for my collection. They do look a really nice locomotive. SF Ratton NZ, hi Jenny, Kevin from New Zealand, hi to you. D827 Kelly, A-class, is it Irish? Ah, right. No, I don't have any of the Irish locomotives. I know that Murphy's Models do make a few, but not my thing, it has to be said. I'm going to turn the chuffing noise off because it is actually quite loud.
It's nice when it stops as well, isn't it?
I'm going to turn the sound off on the 25 as well, if I can find 25 by 2. So there we are. Oh, right. James Hardy, yes, and Hornby's new large prairies. Oh, somebody said it's smoking. Yeah, are you Evan Railway 2019 says Jenny, it's smoking now. I haven't spotted it smoking. Can't smell it. Are you just yanking our chain? Susie Humpback says, how many locomotives have you got? About 190. You little rascal.
What
He's yanking our chains. Tony Wright says, do you have any USA locomotives? I do have a Bachmann GP40, which if you watched GMRC, our Dr. Evil layout, that's the loco I used in the volcano layer on the top level. But it's DC only, it's quite an old locomotive from the mid-1990s at the very least. No plans to DCC fit it. To be honest, I do quite like some of the American outline stuff. When you collect and build model railways, obviously you have to try and focus and keep it at least to one country. Otherwise, it can become a very expensive hobby. Ian the Train, James Hornby, January the 6th. Yeah, oh yes, that's a point. I do know that at the moment Hornby are very, very busy beavering away down at Margate with the 2020 range. Now, if they do a trade press event to launch the new range, then I do have an invite to that. I've been speaking to Montana Huron and Michael Day, so I have an invite if they hold it, but they're not entirely sure if they're going to hold it this year. So if they do hold it, we're going to try and get the information out with some short videos of new items in the Hornby range, if that does in fact happen. If not, then they've promised they're going to send over photos and press releases so that I can do like a news video of the Hornby range. Now they're keeping very, very tight-lipped, and I don't push them for information because I know that they're not supposed to give out information. And there's no point in it comes across as being irritating if you keep going, oh go on, you can tell me. So I don't even bother asking what's coming up in the new range. So don't ask me if I know, I don't. Leslie Gilpin, Christmas presents is either the upcoming trip on the California Zephyr or whatever we can find in the model shop in Vancouver. Susie Humpback, you should add Christmas lights to your trains and tinsel to the hills. Well, funnily enough, and we can't show you it, but it's actually down here underneath, is the thing that we built for somebody for a video. There is a video filmed of it.
But I'm not saying anything.
No, yeah, Zippy here, we've zipped him up. Basically, we filmed earlier this year building a winter themed thing, and I will let that slip, winter themed. So we do have the perfect Christmassy themed thing, and it's down here. I am now
Touching it.
It's in storage underneath there, and we have actually finished filming with it, but we're waiting for the sponsoring party to put out their version of the video first, and then a week or two later we can put out, it's an hour and 10-minute actual, like a TV episode, but we've got to sit on it. I was told the 6th of December, but that hasn't happened, so we're just waiting on that. So there is Christmassy themed stuff in the air. Yeah, Matt Wilson, winter theme, lots of snow, very much actually. In fact, the snow, the actual snow that we used, there's the remainder of the bag. So that is snow. You can see the bag is open, and that's because that's what we were using.
As a result of us working together on said project for said company, I've actually made a diorama for my shop window, which hopefully will be going in to the shop this week. That's got some lights on it as well, and I've experimented with the various water effects and things, so I'm quite pleased with that as a static diorama. But we're just waiting to be told. It's caught up and derailed.
How is that? 1370 is not happy. Right, let's have a look. Loco 1370. Bish bash bosh. Oh, it is working now. But no, I'm. The trouble is, I get distracted too easy.
You need eyes in the back of your head, don't you? I mean, I'm really pleased that that's gone around so many times without any issues whatsoever on your track. So that proves your track is very good. I think when it was coming off at the top there, it's because it's very close to that far wall.
It is, the clearance is very, very tight over there.
Now,
Gary,
one of the things that Jenny has asked me to help her do over the...
Oh yeah, you're doing the back seats.
Yeah, over the... Probably won't happen before Christmas, obviously, but during the course of next year...
Either that or just set you to work over there now.
Yeah. She wants to have some sort of countryside put on the back there. And
I sent you the photographs.
Send some photographs to work from as ideas.
And basically try and get the colours to match in a little bit to what's going on there. But I think that would look quite nice.
Very, very effective. So
and then over here, just like
some kind of town scene. So that's a project for me to work on, sort of repayment for Jenny for all the work that she's done for DCC fitting my locos, and there's a few more she'll be doing in the future.
Yeah. Anyway, Angus's train says, have you seen the video with the 42103 and the XBT at Maitland? I did see that actually, yeah. It looks an awful lot like a British HST, and they're kind of very, very similar in looks. Lord Lemonator, Jenny, do you review subscriber models? If so, I have a rather nice Railroad A1 that has been done up by Jack Loco. Unfortunately not, no. I only do reviews of manufacturers' models. Smaller manufacturers, yes, but not actual personal models. If it's like a one-off or something, I don't do that. I know that Intercity 82 was doing that, but he got so bogged down. And to be honest, if you've seen the amount of stuff that turns up here from manufacturers to review, it's not like we're not drowning in stuff, but I'm very mindful that it's very easy to become overwhelmed. So what I said from the start was I will review manufacturer stuff, but not people's personal models. But thank you very much for the offer. But just a quick note, everybody, if you want to support the channel, you can do through Patreon. I'm sure I Like Transport will post a link to that. There is super chat going on, but don't feel obliged to. And also, very importantly, tickle that like button. It's just jumped by one, so boom to whoever just tickled the like button. But yeah, if you haven't already mashed that like button,
If not tickle it, give it a bloody big thump.
yeah, press that like button. Come on now. Have a look. Angus's Trains. Jenny, could we do a collab for a live stream through Skype whilst I'm still in Australia? Yeah, I'm sure we can sort something out. My schedule it'd have to be on what is for me my Sunday, Monday or Tuesday, but I'm sure we can work it out. I have done stuff because we did stuff for Hornby through Skype,
we did.
so we can do that. Yeah, if you drop me a line, then we can possibly sort something out. I Like Transport. You were a star. We've got a really good cheerleader in I Like Transport.
Well, what's he done?
He's posted the Patreon link. So if you want to support the channel over on Patreon, anything from basically as little or as much as you want to, but there's no obligation. Don't feel that you have to. Angus's Train says, how do I drop you a line? If you look me up on Facebook and send a message that way, you should find Jennifer E. Kirk on Facebook, and you'll recognise my mug as the picture, though I'm a little bit younger in the photo that's used on there, and just send me a message through that. That's the easiest way. Obviously I'm not going to give out my personal email on the actual air, but yeah, that's the easiest way to... Oh, is that... Don't have Facebook. Ah, right.
WhatsApp? Have you got a WhatsApp?
I do have a WhatsApp, but you asked me like I know how it works.
Well, my cousin in Australia was trying to get me on WhatsApp and struggled to get the link between...
I know. I do know an email address. If you send an email, and don't everybody pile in and email this email address, because my publisher gets very annoyed, but it's Jenny, spelled Jenny, at Jennifer, and that's Jennifer hyphen Kirk, spelled KIRK.com, and that will eventually make its way through to me. So if you drop an email to that address, hopefully it will reach me. Otis JB, oh, you're too kind. Jenny, you're still young. James Hardy, wow, sounds like a real A4. Well, it's supposed to. That's what the sound chip's recorded from. It's not running at the moment. Lord Lemonator, what about an Instagram? I don't do Instagram, I'm afraid. Otis JB, oh, you smoothie, still looking fantastic. Well, I had my hair cut, didn't I? Which has helped an awful lot. Angus's Trains, what would we do a video about? I don't know, the model railway scene in Australia?
I might be coming to Australia.
Oh right, yeah, the Muggins here. Whereabouts?
Tasmania and Queensland.
That's a blooming big place. You might need to narrow that down a bit.
Well, I have cousins all over Australia. I've got cousins in Perth, cousins in Melbourne, cousins in Queensland, and another cousin in Tasmania. Now, David, my cousin in Tasmania, he went out in the 60s with his parents as one of the £10 pommies, and has had a wonderful life out there. He's a conservator, does a lot of work with restoring old vehicles, bridges, rescuing sunken ships and things from the bottom of the Indian Ocean.
Oh, it's the cupboard monkey.
However, he's coming over to see me next year at the same time as one of my daughters is getting married, and he was happening to say that he wants me to come out to Australia and visit them. You know, he's got a settler's house in Tasmania near Hobart. I can't remember the exact name of the town at the moment. I've also got in-laws in Hobart, ex-in-laws, but we're still in good...
Ex-in-laws?
Well, my brother-in-law is his ex-wife. but we're still in contact and good friends with them, despite them having separated. And he's more or less said that, yeah, don't worry about the money, we will get you out there and spend a month in Australia. This is after I've retired.
That'd be nice.
It'd be very nice. And to go, I'll have another coffee, yes please. And to go on some of the railways out there.
Do you want to take the empties
that's something
away?
I'm looking forward to. Flying out to Perth maybe to begin with as a one-stop, and then spending a few days there with one cousin, and then I've no idea how the rest of it would pan out, but basically it's cheaper to get my cousin in Australia to organise things there than to try and do it from the England side. So hopefully I might get to go on some Australian railways in the not too distant future.
Yeah, but there's the Puffing Billy Railway. That would be a nice thing to do.
Whereabouts is that one?
So
my knowledge is-
Melbourne? I don't know. I've got relatives in Warrigal, which I've never met them, but
I know.
Angus is in New South Wales.
New South Wales.
Is that
that's
near
at the,
Queensland?
That's no, bottom, isn't it? New
That's
South
at the
Wales.
bottom
Yeah.
somewhere.
David, my cousin from Tasmania, his wife has got a huge cattle ranch in Queensland, and he's one of the few cattle ranches that have actually got green because of the way that they've been doing their farming out there. At the moment he's not been affected by the major fires, although they're only about 40 kilometres to the north of him.
That's not far. It's not about
25 miles.
Yeah, that's not far.
But fortunately the winds have been favourable to them, and they've also had rain recently.
That does help, because a lot of the problem is a lack of rain,
Yeah.
because everything just becomes tinder dry.
Tinder dry.
And it's just even like a lightning strike.
Yeah,
sets
and it
off.
can move from one end, hundreds of miles away and start it elsewhere. But basically, I know some of the fires in Australia have just got to be left to burn because they just physically can't put them out.
Yeah, I suppose it's it's obviously very, very difficult if you live there, but it's one of the things that a lot of these fires, they're a natural phenomenon.
Yeah. But they've got worse. 'Cause
Yeah.
temperatures have just got higher and higher, and
Higher temperatures, less rainfall.
yeah, climate change was predicted 40 years ago in Australia, and the government there just haven't done anything about it.
Well, I think the problem is, what can you do about it?
Stop mining, one of the things, plant trees. But Australia is just, the land in Australia, I mean, I'm not an Australian, but I know some of the things that are going on through family that are out there. It's just being raped and pillaged by big industries, all because they want to extract all of the ore and the coal and everything else. Stupidity. And I mean, we've got the issue now in this country about fracking, and Australia is proof there that fracking is one of the worst things that can be done. So
I'm just going back
anyway,
to the
we'll
comment.
get on to the political. We'll get back to talking
no
politics.
No,
We
I shall rather clumsily ennoble you with this lightsaber if you.
Should we talk about Brexit? Oh dear me. Yeah. So yeah, I am looking forward to hopefully going to Australia in a year to 2 years at the most, I would think, while I'm still young and able.
I'd love to go out to Oz, actually, to be honest with you, but somebody asked, it scrolled off the top, but I was desperately trying to get you to finish so I could talk about it. Somebody said you should have an outside track. I do. So yes, there is an outdoors railway here.
Too cold at the moment.
Angus's train suggests visit the New South Wales Railway Museum in Sydney.
We'll be on the cars because we'll go for at least 4 weeks, maybe a bit longer.
Either borrow or hire a car and then just do the rounds. There are a few railway museums.
My cousin is a big Volvo fan.
Oh, is he the one with the Volvo?
The Volvos and the Daimlers and things, yes.
New South Wales founded between Queensland and Victoria. There's the comment. Susie Huntback, make an outdoor railway track. Yeah, I already got that. Otis JB, the lithium mines, they're awful. Yeah, this is the thing that, it's like political warning, this is the thing actually that a lot of the people who are banging on about like, oh, we should all get electric cars and electric this and batteries and hybrids, and they require metals that are needing to be refined in very dubious and energy hungry sort of ways. Things like lithium, palladium, rhodium, osmium, metals like that. are actually probably doing more damage to the planet, just to reach the point where you have your lithium batteries.
Thank you, cupboard monkey.
Thank you. Do you want any more? Do you want any more lasagna?
No, no more. Have you got a biscuit?
You can have a gold-plated Rolls Royce if you find one.
No,
Yeah.
that's fine. Thank you very much.
Jan, go get some biscuits.
No, Angus's train.
We'll
New South
cover
Wales
for you,
is
you
going
can
through
run.
drought and has serious fires. Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
we do get that on the news over here. So we do know about and keep up to date what's going on, and it must be terrifying for people.
Well, Australia, I mean, it's such a big continent. You know,
Yeah.
you can fit most of Europe would fit inside Australia quite easily. And
Well, I think some of these states are bigger than the whole of the UK.
yeah. But the temperature range from sort of one end of Australia right down to sort of Tasmania. I mean, David's had freezing weather as well down there while it's burning at the other end of Australia.
Yeah.
Just get rid of the spiders before I come.
Evan Railway 2019 says, I would love to visit your railway. Loads of people would love to visit it.
It's well worth a visit. I think you're going to have to put turnstile in with, a penny a visit or a
Penny a visit.
a pound a visit.
No, it's one of those things. What you'll have to do is watch my trains going by videos,
Yes.
and that gives you a much better idea of everything that's going on up here. So it's not something we can really do. Have tours.
No. They'd all fall down the ladder, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they'd all moan about like, oh, you need to do something about this loft hatch. You could fall down there.
But it is an amazing layout. It really is. And to see how it's come on in such a short space of time, I'm flabbergasted because
Yeah,
I
just
know
a few months. I don't hang about.
I know you don't.
They don't call me the Queen of Speed Modelling for nothing, I like that nickname. I can't remember who gave me that nickname. It was on GMRC.
Yeah, was it James?
Yeah, I think it might have been
James.
It's either Tim or James called me the Queen of Speed Modelling, and the name stuck. Let's have a look. Michael's underscore AFOL. If you're going to Perth, you could go on the Indian Pacific train. Berry 120. Mass electric car adoption would also mean much greater demand to the national grid than it can provide. Yeah, Berry 120. We're straying into politics here. Let's have a look. Evan Railway 2019. What gauge is your outdoor railway? I used to have a 001. And there are a lot of videos on my channel of the 00 gauge railway running, but it's now O gauge. Susie Huntback says, the diesel loco to the left of you, can you run it please? Let's have a look. Loco 2554, bum bum bum, bish bash bosh. Is that going to move? Yeah, it is. So there we are. It won't run far because essentially that track is being used, and it's just got to work out actually how to change all these points. So,
What was that? Why does that light do that?
oh, that's just for the. There we go. It's for the CDU. It needs a resistor on the recharging circuit. But I've got a tungsten filament bulb which has the same resistance
Inside it, so
but it's good for diagnostics because it's working if the light flashes. So let's send this and see where it gets to. It should now head off into the lower yard. It's going effectively over the hump. It's a hump yard. It's probably not obvious on the video. I don't often send things down through there. But that, it might actually shudder and stop at some point because the track's so dirty because it never gets used. So yeah, there 25 is wandering off through the yard. I do keep that line, or try to keep that line clear so that I can move trains through the actual yard, but I don't do shunting, it has to be said. Right, it gets a bit boring for people at home now when you can't see the locomotive. But there, I'm running it back again. It's quite nice to see it running through in the middle of all those wagons. I'm just having a look on the can we actually see it on the... just passing the water tower. Yeah, you can just about see it. Leslie Gilpin asks, has anyone used an on-train camera in N scale? Gosh, you'd need quite a tiny camera. Tony Wright, if you want to see the Outback, catch the train from Brisbane to Longreach. It's an amazing trip on narrow gauge. Evan Railway 2019, how many O-gauge locos have I? One, two, I think I've got 3. Yeah, I've got 3. I've got 2 panniers in different liveries, and I've also got a terrier as well. Otis JB,
So
I
you
like
only
transport.
need another 187.
Something like that. It might have been the first out of the UK, I think you're right. Oh, it's a reply to I like transport. James Hardy Mallard, I like salt and vinegar on my chips. I like transport. Barry Winter, nuclear power stations, when you break down the mining of uranium, it actually causes production of almost 1/3 of the amount of CO2 as gas. Yeah, there's a lot of unforeseen pollution, mining and refining metals. Things like catalytic converters, and like force you to have these on all the cars. But the metal that are in there, I think it's rhodium and palladium. The amount of pollution created in mining and refining those metals is hideous, and it's probably greener not to have bothered to having the catalytic converter. Warrington Train Spotter says, I want to go DCC, but the idea of rewiring puts me off. You don't really need to rewire, you just connect where you had the DC feed to the layout, connect DCC to the layout instead. It's like having it as one big section. It's not difficult. Otis JB, you should make an Inglenook, Jenny. They're fun. Already have them. There's more layouts than just this here. This house is basically the train pawn house.
Yeah.
Because there's this big layout up here. There's a little thing down there as well, which you and I built together. But then I've also got a display layout, which is kind of an Inglenook type thing. No, that's Grove Street Yard. I did have a layout in the shed as well. I've got a garden railway still, but it's not the garden railway that was there before, which connects to the one in the shed that's gone, because it's been dismantled to help build all this. So yeah, this is the house that Model Railways built. Mark Rice, hi Jen and Les, I have a mainline class 45. Can someone help out to change traction tyres? I can't remove the chassis to get to the wheels, thanks. Pass, you're on your own. My only experience of traction tyres is in hating them. In the days of Hornby 00, the class 20s in Hornby 00 had 2 traction tyres on. You just have to kind of fiddle them in behind the side frames with usually a small jeweler's screwdriver and just
tweezers.
Yeah.
And I've had to change traction tyres once on a diesel, but I got my wife to do it because she got much littler fingers than mine. It would fit in between.
Evan Railway 2019 says, are your O-gauge locos waterproof? No, not really, just don't run them in the rain. Patrick Ling, hi all, I'm late again. Don't worry, you can always catch up with the full live stream.
We want a letter from your mother, why?
Yes. Did you forget your games kit again? I used to hate that at school. You get there and it's like, oh, I haven't got my games kit, and they'd make you do it, and either make you do it in your underwear.
Yeah, in primary school.
Yeah, primary school, like going around in your undercrackers. Or in secondary school, you'd end up, they'd find horrible jobs for you to do. Otis JB, how is it that you don't have an A1 or A3 yet, Jenny? Cost.
Bring money.
You can, we'll run it, but cost. I'm not made of money. Basically, it's an expensive hobby, I know, and I'm busy paying off my mortgage, and I do have other hobbies as well. I don't really film them for YouTube because nobody's really interested in my my vintage lingerie collection or my vinyl record collection. Well, actually, I did film a lot for my vinyl record collection, but it just wasn't going anywhere. People came for the model railway stuff. James Hardy, more power, you'll blow the chips. Yeah, you've got to be careful with DCC. Susie Humpback says, make a small reel stream to give realism to the track. using water in models is not really a good idea, but I use solid water. I do have a stream. It's over there somewhere. You can't really see it. And it passes underneath all the tracks in a kind of a culvert. And I use solid casting resin for the water. Otis JB, do you own your Mamod or is it on loan from Rails? At the moment, it's on loan from Rails. I'm waiting for them to tell me how much they want for it. I have asked several times, and they're just very busy at the moment. So I suspect it'll be January when they get round to actually telling me how much they want for it, and then I decide whether I'm going to keep it or not. In the meantime, I'm restoring it. Had a few little niggles, like basically it was gummed up with lime scale. So I've freed off the piston that had seized, and I'm going to try a boiler wash with white vinegar. Evan Railway 2019, do you prefer O-gauge or OO? Each has their different charms. It's not a case of preferring one over the other. I think each have their...
And it depends on the space as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I love double O for modelling, like the scenery and stuff, but I love O-gauge for its heft. It's just, it's really nice for in the garden.
Well, that's what I should probably get, build an O-gauge eventually when we move outside.
It is nice in the garden, and if you, as long as you use, you've got to be careful with the points because the Mammods won't go through it. But you can also run like live steam stuff like Silver Lady. Silver Lady would run on O-gauge track.
What do you do for any buildings out there? Have you, or is it just using the
well,
garden
you can
landscape?
use like the resin buildings. Where have we got some resin? There are a couple like that shed over there.
Yeah.
You can actually leave them out in the garden. Well, the one thing you'll watch is slugs and stuff will like set up camp inside them. But yeah, I like transport. Says Jenny, you should get a Dapol O-gauge class 66. No. I don't like Modern Image. I don't like class 66s. I've just reviewed one for Hattons actually. Their new 001. It's a lovely model, but it's past my cut-off, and I kind of lost interest in modern railways. I really do. They just don't do anything for me. So nice though it was, it hasn't persuaded me to buy one, so I wouldn't get one in O-gauge. Susie Huntback, it's like 40 questions. Are you mineral or beast? What town are you in the UK? We're in the Greater Manchester area.
Bolton!
Evan Railway 2019, it's the flange, it's so shallow on Mammoth. They're also quite coarse. What happens with O-gauge points in a Mammoth is they hit the check rails and derail. I have tried. Ben Davis asks, what class 66 did Hattons give me? It was a GB Rail Freight one, Royal Signal Corps, no, Royal Corps of Signals, I forget its number, started with 66.
What's the one above Ben Davis? I can't read it, but...
Ben Davis,
Hi journalist, do you have any suggestions for layouts to make in a tight space? I don't have much room, so was thinking of making shelf layout of your videos.
Thank you very much. If you're tight on space, Grove Street Yard was one that I built because of space constraints. If you have a look on my channel, you'll be able to find how to build a small exhibition layout or something, or a small shunting layout. If you look that up, that gives you a lot of good tips on baseboard construction, electrics, track laying, scenery, all these sort of things. And I think, obviously the track layout is probably the most important thing to maximise the operational potential, because otherwise, if you get it wrong, you end up with a model railway that's either boring to use or is restrictive in some fundamental way. So check those out, and also everybody don't forget to hit that like button as well on this video, because it massages my ego. No other real reason, just like hit the like button, it makes me happy. Game Hammer Classic Gaming, watch out for Jenny's forthcoming series for a good guide to making a small layout. Spoilers. It's down here, but we've got to keep that secret for now. Ian the Train, diesels of the 80s and 90s for me, especially ScotRail. I do like intercity and regional railways, I must admit. Otis JB, O-gauge is far... Oh, what's that?
Probably me nudging the fan.
Oh, okay. O-gauge far too expensive. It's not as expensive as you think. Daypol have really brought the prices down, and it was actually possible at Worley to, I think it was £150 for Class 8 shunters and ginties, which is an astonishingly low price for a ready-to-run O-gauge locomotive, and they are really good. Ben Davis says, thanks for the live stream, Jennifer. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you as well for joining us. It's always great to have you all aboard.
Even though I don't say much.
Yeah, feel free to chip in at any time. Go on.
No.
Every time I stop talking, I just get like silence and tumbleweeds from you. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. But, you know, with me, Wurzel had their talking head on. Angus's trains, probably no news on T-shirts. No. we talked about this earlier on. We've been so busy. We've been filming an awful lot of stuff. We've been making a TV series, in effect. We've done the pilot of that. There's a lot of time just getting soaked up on things. So yeah, Kirk TV, what is your favourite loco? It's got to be the Bachmann Brighton H1 class in London Brighton South Coast livery. I really do like that locomotive. But what's your favourite?
Well, I don't have a specific favourite. I say I like all manner of trains. I like a lot of my steam locomotives, like the Mallard, like the Flying Scotsman.
Yeah, where is that Mallard?
Oh, there it is. Still going round.
Still no smoke?
No smoke, but it's not derailed or anything. So I wouldn't say I've got a particular favourite. I've just been collecting ones that I had from a childhood that I liked, and then obviously I've been tempted by a lot of the stuff that you've had and got. When I've actually seen them,
yeah.
I think, you know, that's nice. Like the recent ones that I got off you, and that little Cadley Hill Colliery one, which is only a little shunter, but because it has a sentimental attachment to me, I like that, you know, basically because of that, other than, you know, it's only a little shunting engine in the coal yard.
We're just waiting on the chips for that now.
Yes,
We're waiting for Hornby to re-release the 4-pin chips. And we're going to be doing, I will film it as a guide. Quite a few of you asked
one or two people were
how-to guide on Hunslet Austerities. And actually, my poor knees.
I think it was actually somebody from the, not Doncaster.
Lee?
No, in the Derbyshire area.
Swaddling Coat?
Well, not the Gresley Railway Model Club, but the Donisthorpe Model Railway Club. Somebody from that was speaking to me some weeks ago about putting a chip into this Cadley Hill loco because they hadn't a clue how to do it. And I know you've had a...
I've done a proof of concept. I didn't film it in case I made a hash of it. But I actually, Wimblebury, so that's the locomotive that as a proof of concept I DCC chipped. So it's on number 7, and as you can see, a Hornby Hunslet Austerity, and it does actually run on DCC. So it's quite a noisy little thing, but essentially it turned out it was very easy to chip the Hornby Hunslet Austerity, even though they're not DCC ready, and I used the Hornby 4-pin chip, which at the moment are not available because they've run out of stock and they're waiting on a delivery. I'm told by Hornby April next year is when they're coming back in stock, which is like, God, that's a long time. But I'm going to do a how-to video on chipping these, and there we are. See, it works actually quite nice. I'm very, very pleased with how it works. I did toy with chipping my Cadley Hill number 1, but then I thought that would be rubbing it in a bit if I had one that was completely chipped. So.
No, it's fine. I'm prepared to wait. So you know, if you don't hold back on anything, just because.
Yeah. But I quite like this one because it's got a custom weathering job. I like with the rust on the firebox. See, it's got a rusty firebox. Yeah. But it turned out it was fairly straightforward. You do have to remove a little bit of the weight inside, which I did with the Dreadnought file, and actually it's like I think it's like a lead alloy, so it is quite soft metal, so you can do it with hand tools. You don't actually need a Dremel. So that's going to be a project in the new year. Susie Huntback is asking about a loco giveaway. Unfortunately, yeah, well, I'll tell you what, if you give me the money, I will buy a loco and give it away, but I don't make enough money to just give stuff away, I'm afraid. Occasionally, people who donate larger sums, I know I sent some stuff to Tim's Trains and to Combat Bunny, because they were incredibly generous a couple of weeks ago, and on the Super Chat, they gave me £50 donations, which was just incredibly generous. So as a token of my thanks, I did send them some bits and pieces, but as a rule I don't do loco giveaways, because that's a lot of money. You know, locomotives, you're talking like £100 plus, and you know, sometimes I think there's an illusion that people on YouTube make loads of money. Believe me, you don't get rich out of YouTube, not unless you're Logan Paul with like 500 million subscribers and stuff. You just, I know Sam's Trains makes a living from it, but he's not stinking rich, not by a long way. It's not like he's driving a Ferrari, and he works really hard for that. But I'm at a fraction of, I think I've got like a sixth or a fifth of the number of subscribers of Sam's Train. So tell all your friends to subscribe to me, and we'll get a bit closer. When money's no object, then we'll have giveaways. Brian Mazza says, "Come on, Jenny, the firebox is in the cab." What are we talking about? Have I missed something? Oh, see you later, SF Ratten NZ. Oh, sorry, I find it's like, yeah, smoke box. You knew what I meant, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Rising Sun 101 CH, give away a Hornby pug. They're only about 20 quid on patterns. Yeah, but nobody wants them. But you know, even so, it's 20 quid. That's like, you know, I have to go out and work for it. It takes me an hour and a half to earn that. Kirk TV, why don't you give away a picture? We could do it. It seems a bit cheesy, actually. But maybe we can. We could do, I don't know, greetings from where you are. We'll make like postcards or something. But you know, they're like, postcards are quite cheap.
Well, I did have a gentleman a few years ago when Not Lobia was being, I was well on with it, came and took some photographs of various sections of the layout to do paintings from, to make into little Christmas cards. Sadly, the gentleman died, so I never.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Flymo Chairman 1 says, "There's always the books. A giveaway. How does a giveaway work? Do we pull numbers out of a hat?" I'm not quite sure how it works, because you can't even go off the subscriber list, because a lot of people, they sort of go silent running on YouTube. I know I'm one of them. So when you subscribe to a channel, nobody knows about it. It doesn't broadcast who you're subscribed to. Ian the Train says, "Love the channel, back next week." Boom! Thank you very much. It'd be great to see you back.
And different.
Yeah, great to have you along. Great to have. Berry 120, they don't always go well too. Didn't IC82 get in a bit of hot water a while back for doing giveaways, but then not being able to send some of them out for some reason? He also did like reviews of, you sent him anything and he would review it, and he ended up, I was told there's like a garage just stacked floor to ceiling with stuff, and it was one of the reasons he got overwhelmed. Otis JB says, "Jenny, if you ever get bored of your pre-grouping stock, you can give them directly to me." Behave yourself. Good night to you, Susie Humpback. It's been great to have you on the live stream. Hopefully see you again next week. Midland Compound 1000. "Jenny, have you ever considered getting the Rapido Sterling single?" I did, but it's very expensive. Richie Download Festival goer. People hit the subscribe button too. Boom! Totally right there. Nice to hear people on message. I like transport. Jenny, if people donate enough, why not do a giveaway? Absolutely right. It's what I said before. If people want to donate huge chunks of steaming cash, I will do giveaways. But you know, unfortunately, I'm as skint as you lot. I know there's a big model railway behind me, but you know, I have a day job. I have to go out and work like 70 hours a week to afford all this, I'm afraid. Evan Railway 2019, I've just subscribed. Thank you very much. Always great to have people aboard. Don't forget, tell everybody you know, share the videos. We've got, I think it's nearly 800 videos now. So there's plenty to watch.
Tris Trains, evening Jenny. Hi to Les. Any idea when you'll be doing my train review? I think you're waiting for delivery of it from Rails.
Which train?
Tris Trains, is that?
Tim's train.
Tim's
Right.
train.
Yes.
Sorry.
Tim's train.
Sorry,
Yes.
Tim's. I said Tris.
Yeah. Yes, we have filmed it. Here is the model. So this is Tim's train and also Combat Bunny as well. It's Tim's train and Combat Bunny. This is the locomotive, the GWR 1366 class. So I did pick that up. Thank you for your very generous donations. The review of this locomotive has been filmed. It was one of the reviews that we filmed yesterday, and it will be next Wednesday, not the Wednesday coming. That's going to be the Hatton 66, but the Wednesday of the week after, that's when the review of this is scheduled to go up. And there'll also be a review on Saturday of something else as well, which I've been sent through. So I've got a lot going on. We've also got Brian Moser, is it 24/7 engineering or 24/7 developments? I don't have the card to hand. But I've got your nameplates that you sent in as well. I've got that to review for the Saturday after the video of this. So it's all go. And I've also been sent some stuff. Oxford Rail have asked me to review some of their items. So I've done some of those as well. So there's a lot going on. I like transport. You are such a star on message. Only approximately half the people watching this have hit the like. So why not smash the like, hit the subscribe and ring the bell. Ding ding ding. Don't forget to buy a mug too. Brackets, I haven't even purchased a mug yet. Oh, you rebel. 247 developments. Yes, I knew it was something like that. I couldn't remember if it was engineering or development. But yes, I will be reviewing those for not this coming Saturday, but the Saturday afterwards. So I will send you the link as soon as it's done so you can review it. And if it's, as I always say to companies that send in review products, I will correct factual inaccuracies, not a problem, but obviously the review itself, I have to remain impartial, otherwise people will go, oh, you've sold out, you're suckling at the corporate teat. But yeah, we'll forward you the link before it goes live so you can check that out. Right, let me put this back. Oh, yeah. Oh. Right. Rising Sun 101 CH says, have either of you got an interest in Irish locos? I don't know a lot about them. I'll be perfectly honest. Irish Railways, all I know is that the Northern Counties Committee had a lot of locomotives which were just regauged versions like the Ginty. And also I think the M class. Some of those may have ended up there as well, but I don't know an awful lot, it has to be said.
I have an interest in Irish coffee, but...
Yeah, you do, yeah. Brian Mossel says that's in 2mm, 4mm and 7mm. That's clever actually. I thought it was 24/7, as in, well, always available to buy. Kirk TV says, how many trains have you got? I got asked this earlier on actually. It's about 180, 190, something like that. I lose count. Ben Davis says, don't worry, I always like your video. Oh, thank you very much. But yeah, we'll have to work out how to do a... I don't like the term giveaway. Giveaway sounds a bit like I'm trying to be hip and with the kids. But some kind of competition. I'll have to ask some other YouTubers I know either A, whether they do such a thing, and if they do, how they do it, because I'm not quite sure how you do it. Kurt TV says, well, I only got 3 and only 2 working. I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest. Oh, how many trains have you got? Right, sorry, I'm with you. I only got 3 and only 2 working. See, I quite like tinkering with. You can get some really good bargains if you buy non-working locomotives and repair them. It's a good skill to have. And a lot of model railway locomotives are quite basic inside, so they can be quite easy to repair if you know what you're doing.
I tend to go on Fleabay, buy old locomotives that are not working, but I'm not interested in making them. I just
Yeah,
make
you
them
turn them into scrappers.
into scrappers. Yes.
You know, some of the better ones, you should actually just bring them round and I'll have a look. You may find you get a working
Yes,
loco
I
for
might.
cheap. Because I've had some in the past. I bought I'll show you which loco. Where is it? Where have you gone? I paid, right, have a guess how much I paid for this. And that's, for those of you watching at home, this is a Bachmann all singing, all dancing Ginty. It's not the newest one, so it's not DCC ready, but it can be hardwired DCC. How much do you reckon I paid for that?
Well, I'll have a wild guess that you paid under £20, but
Half that. I paid a tenner for it. Paid £10 for this, sold as seen, non-runner. And basically the motor ran and it just sort of went zzz,
I had
and
one
it
like
wouldn't actually run, it wouldn't move. And what had happened is that one of the plastic gears had sheared who knows how it had happened, but it had actually smashed several of the teeth off. So the worm gear was spinning but had nothing to mesh to. And what I did was, Bachmann have an incredibly good spares department. I emailed Bachmann and explained, after I dismantled it and found out that's what the problem was, I emailed Bachmann and explained, and they said, you need this part, and I gave them the money, and it was like literally a couple of pounds. It wasn't a huge amount for just a little gear, and they posted to me in a little jiffy bag the gear I needed. I put it in, boom, £10, fully working locomotive.
I had one like that which I sold on eBay, exactly the same sort of model, Bachmann one, and it was spinning like that, but I hadn't dismantled it, so I sold it as a non-working model, but I managed to get 20 quid for it. So, you know, whoever bought it will have done probably something like yourself, done the repairs to it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
A lot of the time there's a lot of simple things that go wrong with them. I've also had some where they work fine, but there'll be some kind of detail issue. I paid, I think it was £30 for this, so a bit more. I'll just grab it. I've literally just today DCC fitted it. But in box, this locomotive, Class A in the Felixstowe, Port of Felixstowe, Captain Nathaniel Darrell. So that's the one. I paid £30 for it, and it was because the glazing in the cab had been pushed back and in, so the glazing was loose inside the cab. So you gave it a shake, you could hear it was in there. The locomotive ran just fine. I don't know, details coming off in my hands here. Come on, go back in. But essentially, oh bollocks, what is it? The eye doesn't see. It's just a little. It's all right. Leave it be. So I paid £30. It runs all right. Box was fine, and it was just a case of I knew how to get in the cab to fix the glazing, and actually it's a really easy fix. But because of that, the trader went, it's not in perfect condition. 30 quid. So you can get some really. It's all right. Don't. No, it wasn't. Just leave it.
It's a bit of fluff. Stick that on. I'm going to have to go in a few minutes. Unfortunately.
It's past Les's bedtime.
Curfew time.
Yeah. So, but yeah, let's have a look. Right. Triggers 21 says, "Dear Jennifer, I have N-gauge locos, but I think I need 6-pin chip. Could you recommend anything?" Yes, I can, depending on the type of slot. Funnily enough, I was talking to a guy at Hatton's today, Anthony Lloyd, I think his name was. We had a chat, and he does N-gauge modelling, and we were talking about, as it happened, types of chips for N-gauge models. And I know that Bachmann do, it's like a 90-degree pinned 6-pin chip, and so it's the board, but the pins come off at 90 degrees to the actual board, and these are actually intended for N-gauge locomotives because of the limited space. Now, if you want these chips at a really good price, Rails of Sheffield are selling them for the cheapest that I've seen, brand new in the box. So just check that that's the type of chip you need, and if it is, then that's a good place to get them from. But I believe that the GaugeMaster DCC23 chip is a 6-pin chip as well, and that's quite small. But do check your particular locomotive. Matty Matt Man says, most of my trains are second hand. I buy a lot second hand. It has to be said, you can save yourself a fortune buying second hand, and quite often you get things that people have never even taken out of the box. So you can get some really good bargains, and it's always worth checking out model rail shows. A lot of the trade there have a good frisk, but also your local model shop will quite often have a second hand section. And you can get some really good bargains through that, because a lot of model shops, they'll price the second hand to shift. They don't want it hanging around because that's just money tied up. So it's priced to sell, and the place I go to a lot, Arcadia Trains, Arcadia Models rather, in Shaw, it's sort of like near Rochdale, Oldham sort of way, halfway in between. Tim, who runs that shop, great chap, big up Tim and the Arcadia posse, but second-hand stuff is really priced keenly to sell, so always worth checking it out. In fact, at the moment, he's got, I'll show you the exact locomotive, because I bought one of them. So, this exact locomotive, brand new in box, and it's like something like half RRP. They've never been run. They are tested and working, but it's the ex-London and North Western Railway coal tank in the BR early livery. He's got these in box. He had at least 2 of them last week when I was in there. They're not actually second hand. They're just surplus stock, and he's selling them at half RRP. So you can get some I think about 58 quid or something like that, which is a really good price for a brand new loco. If you do, he does do mail orders. So if you ring him up and say, can I have one of them coal tanks you got on your second hand table, tell him I sent you, because it just gives me brownie points. Warrington Train Spotter says, I like chips definitely with lots of vinegar. Great, you want your mallard
I'm
back?
afraid mallard is going to have to come into line.
Yes, come in number 44868. Your time is over.
And even though you've not smoked, you've run very, very well.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, that will have improved it no end, because it cleaned the wheels off.
Yeah, had a good running in session.
Yeah, so at least you know that aspect works, but you just contact them and find out what's going on with... No, there's nothing, it's not even getting warm. It could just be a loose connection, I guess. Is that no, other way around? Right, I must admit that the Hornby Railroad A4 is a remarkably good model. I'm looking at this. Now, you've not got cab glazing, but in all honesty, cab glazing, there's ways and means to do glazing, so that's not a big issue. So that's put the railroad A4s very much on my radar, as it were.
I will have a word with Shaw Models, because that's the people that installed
Just say to them,
this.
you're having trouble, you can't get the smoke unit to actually do its thing. Can they advise? Or at least push comes to shove.
It might be something or nothing really. That's
He might just say, oh, you have to pull the 3-toed Woppet out, and then away it'll go. Kirk TV, how long have you had your layout? This one up here I built over the last 8 months, and in fact the last 2 of those 8 months it's pretty much been finished. I work quick. My nickname in the modelling world is the Queen of Speed Modelling. Oh yeah, thank you very much. I work quick, but I've been into railway modelling since I was a kid. I blame my father. My father needed an excuse to get his Hornby 00 out of the loft. I took the bait, and I spent the first few years of my interest in model railways at the edge of the table, peering over, and occasionally go to touch something. I'd be like, no, Daddy will show you how it works. My mum would look in and go, are you letting Jenny have a go? Yeah, just showing her how it works. And so model railways have always been part of my life.
Well, I'm going to leave you. You stay here. Zoe will see me out. I'll try not to fall down the hatch. But thanks very much again, guys.
No worries. And look, it's been great to have you.
Well, we'll be hopefully showing something else fairly soon, and
yeah, definitely.
I'll be back with another engine with a smoke unit.
Oh, incident, before you go, you see that coach underneath there, the intercity liveried one, and the fiddle yard underneath. Yeah, pull it out. So, filmed a review on this. It's the Oxford Rail Mark IIIs. Are these your type of bag? Or are they too modern?
Too modern and too long a wheelbase, I think.
They are very long, actually. They're the longest wheelbase.
They're nice models, certainly.
Oh yeah, they are. They are very, very nice.
Time is shoelace.
But no, I was just curious, because I've just filmed a review of that.
Right.
Ham Shackleton.
Good night, everybody.
Good to see you there. See you again, Les. Angus is trying to say bye, Les.
Bye.
Rising Sun 101 CH said bye, Les. Lovely to see you. Look, just you take really good care.
I will, and I'll speak to you again soon.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll check out what the reason is behind this. And
yeah, like I said, we've tried everything I can think of. My guess is that the chip's not putting out enough power to energise it. That's probably the issue.
Right.
It's the wrong chip for powering the smoke unit, but I could be wrong on that. I'm not an expert, but
I mean they're a decent enough shop and model railway group, so I'll have a word with Andy.
Yeah, it might be something. It could even just be a dry solder joint or something. So you never know. But just turn the Gestapo lamp off.
See you again.
Okay, look, you take care, Les, and it's been great having you. Oh, he's a joker, isn't he? Right. Leslie Gilpin says maybe Jenny will unzip Les next time. Well, it's like.
Pardon me.
I will kill again.
Public program.
Ian Reed says bye, Les. Leslie Dickinson says night. Ham Shackleton, see you again, Les. Flymo Chairman 1, bye, Les. Derek Grant, bye, Les. Game Hammer Classic Gaming says, it's the wrong chip, Grommet. Tony Wright, I bought a Bachmann Queen Mary brake van and brake composite Southern Railway green coach for £16 on eBay, which had never been out of the boxes as they were still sealed. Yet you still can get bargains. It has to be said that at the end of the day, there are still bargains out there. You have to hunt a little bit more to find them, but they are out there. Right, I'm going to. We've already got a 25 going round. What else could we run? What have we? I fancy a fancy steam loco. Actually, I've enjoyed having that A4 going there. So I'm going to put the 25 over there. Steam locomotive. Kirk TV asks, what do you think about the new deals on Hattons? Yeah, there are some really good deals, but one of the things, a little caveat is, you have to be aware of what things cost elsewhere. A lot of shops have their loss leaders. So, for example, there's a lot of things on sale at Hattons, which are cheaper at other model shops. And conversely, there's a lot of things on sale at other model shops, which are cheaper at Hattons. You just have to know your price of everything. Rising Sun 101CH, have you got anything to run an LMS Maroon? Oh, yes, I have. LMS Maroon, where are you? Here we are. Let's see now. You little rascal. Right. Right. Duchess of Abercorn in LMS Maroon. Boom. Oh yes, that's what we've got. So it's going to be running on an oil tank train, but hey. Let's see. Oh, I need to stand up to do this. Right. Oh, my eyesight's not what it used to be. Come on, get on the track. Gotcha. Right. That's 6234. So that's Loco. 6, 2, 3, 4. And this does have a sound chip in, but I'm not going to actually run the sound chip because it starts to drown me out. So, oh, a little blast won't hurt. Oh. What's gone on there then? It's not happy, is it? It just stopped. Oh, has it got dirty pickups or something? Oh, dirty pickups. Right, we're not going to have that because it's being naughty. Right, what are people saying? Ham Shackleton, put an 8 or 9F on the freight. I would if I had either of those. Matty Patty, get a D16. What's a D16? Leslie Gilpin, a black 8 always looks good. Otis JB, I requested the Great Northern Railway Atlantic with bird cages. The bird cages are buried deep in the fiddle yard. I'm not sure where they are. Well, I know they're underneath here somewhere, but I can't remember which road I've put them on, and it's quite a job to get them out. So, Great Northern Railway Atlantic. We're not having any luck with number 6234. Why is it? It's really not happy, is it? Let's see if it cleans the wheels up. It might work. Game Hammer Classic Gaming tonight on Shed Chat. Nothing works. Sounds about right. I'm hoping it's just a bit of muck on the wheels. It might work this time round. That is a beautiful loco, I have to say. I do like my Princess Coronation class. Yeah, it's working now. Okay, well, we're going to turn the sound off because sound gets annoying after a while. But I like Transport says it should be called Loft Chat. Yeah, we talked about this. I think we need to rename it Loft Chat. Perhaps we should have a sign up here, Loft Chat. Abandon hope at the door. Otis JB says choo choo. Kurt TV, can you run Tornado? I could if I had one. I don't have Tornado. People keep asking for locomotives I don't have. I do have Aberdonian, which is an A1, but at the moment we've got Duchess of Abercorn going round. It's shined up the wheels actually all right, so sometimes when you haven't run a loco for a while, you just get a bit of a tarnish on the wheels that can be... It generally doesn't affect DC that much, but on DCC they can get finicky. Angus's train sign that says Loft Chat, and that when you're on air it says on air. But then you can get on air, like light up signs for radio studios. Camford Audio used to do them back in my radio days. That's where all our stuff used to come from, but probably quite expensive. Rising Sun 101CH, abandoned hope at the hatch, you mean? No, actually, gather your hope at the hatch, because here be trains. Otis JB, you need to dust your locos. I recommend a soft, clean paintbrush. Let's have a look. What have we got? There we go. Why? Which one's really dusty? I'm not sure which one. Is it? I'm never quite sure. Is the dust coming up here, or is it from where they were previously in storage? I never quite tell. I don't think it's particularly dusty up here, but I could be wrong. Let's just put this back on the track, somewhere to keep it. There we are. Yeah. Right. The Duchess. Is the Duchess dusty? When it comes round, I'll give her a dust. Oh, can you actually see that on the screen? Daryl Hearn. What about a light box with Shed Chat live on air? There's something to think about actually. Otis JB says my Duchess is dusty. Right, when it comes back round, I'll give it a dust. Rising Sun 101 CH suggests that it might actually be the lighting. Could be. Although, admittedly, a lot of these were stored in non-airtight cabinets for a good long while. Let's see what we can do. Bish bash bash. Right, there we are. Dust free. So, right, okay. Kirk TV, have you got more stuff to do on the layout? I just dabble. No layout is truly finished, so I'm looking actually behind there. I've just tried out, I'll show you the packet actually, it's under here somewhere. Where have you gone? I was over at Hatton's today, and that's the empty packet. So these are the granite wall packs from Hornby, part of the Scaledale range. And they just look really interesting. So this particular one was on offer, so I picked it up. It was about £6. It doesn't actually give you a huge length of wall, but I've experimented with these. I do like the effect, so I'm going to get some more. And so that's been today's little scenic job. And that's what sometimes it's nice to do on model railways, is to kind of dabble at little scenic bits when you reach the kind of stage I'm at the moment. But I'm so busy with filming stuff for TV and filming stuff for YouTube that, in all honesty, unfortunately, it just I don't get as much time for scenic-y stuff up here as I'd like. But luckily I've managed to finish most of it. But you know, occasionally it's nice to unwind, just doing a little scenic area. So today's job was putting some dry stone walling in. They are good, it's a good product actually, I can heartily recommend it. It was not sent as a freebie. I paid for these, but they are a good product, I can recommend them. Right, put that back underneath that. I'm still afflicted with what my father said years and years ago. He said the boxes can often end up being worth more than the content, so look after them. So keeping the packaging that stuff comes in. Let's have a look. Thuns 3, third OM3. Which brand of track do you prefer on your layout? Pico Streamline all the way. I really do like the Pico Streamline. I've always used it. No problems whatsoever with it. No regrets, no downsides to it. Easy to use. Really good effect every time. You can get it in code 100, code 75, or if you're modelling overseas layouts, they do code 83 for the North American outline for the sleeper spacings, but they do a full range, everything from sort of Z gauge up to, I think, gauge 1 and G scale they do. No problems whatsoever with it. I know that Tilly do make quite a comprehensive range of track, but I've been told it's quite fragile and a lot more expensive, so I'm quite happy with Pico Streamline. Richie Download Festival goer, LMS run. Yeah, the LMS one is running. Ian Reed, yes we could. Oh right, yeah. Rising Sun 101 CH. Very true about layouts never being finished. I make model aircraft mostly, but they're never properly finished because there are always little upgrades or updates to do on them. Yeah, absolutely right. It's one of those things. It's, you know, it's like painting the fourth bridge. The Don Juan King Fox Junction build walls with the packaging with PVA and toilet roll. Yeah, could do, but I do really like these. They're like resin stone wall kits, and you can kind of build them so that they meander, because of the way that the kits are with short pieces, curved pieces, straight pieces. And actually I quite like them as a kit. They're not very good if you've got very undulating topography. they're not really suited to that. But yeah, they'll do little tiny gradient changes, and where I've been putting it, it's reasonably level. And the wall actually looks really good as a boundary between the railway and the countryside. I'm just looking there, I think one of them's moved. So just bear with me, talk amongst yourselves. No, I tell a lie, it's just the way the glue looks. Ugh, right. Kirk TV, what is your smallest loco? It would be a toss-up between either a Peckett W4 or an ex-Lancashire and Yorkshire Pug. So, just bear with me. So, it's a toss-up between the Hornby Peckett W4 or the Hornby... Oh no, that's another Peckett W. Bear with me. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Oh. Right, take two. Hornby Peckett W4 or Hornby ex-Lancashire and Yorkshire Pug. So in terms of wheelbase, they're almost identical. So, yeah, so it's the Peckett W4 by a hair's breadth. It's ever so slightly shorter than the ex-Lancashire and Yorkshire Pug, but they are the smallest locomotives that I currently own. Oh, let me put these back. Oh, that's... get back in there, silly details falling out. By just fixing the detail, it's popped out. And my eyesight is not good enough. That's better. There we go. I'm at that age where you can see better close up without your glasses. Right, fix that. I'll put that back. Right. Right, what have we got? Evan Railway 2019. Where is Mallard Smoky? Well, Les has gone home. He's taken it with him. That's his toy. I do have... Which one is it? I've got Kingfisher in the same livery, but it's the full-fat Hornby model rather than the railroad one. I was very impressed with that railroad model, it has to be said. But it's not DCC fitted, and it's got an issue where it shorts out intermittently, so I'm just leaving it be up there for the moment. Jack's Hobby Hut says, hi Jennifer, beautiful layout. How did you become interested in model railroading? My father, as I said before in the live stream, my father was looking for an excuse to get his model train down from the loft, and I took the bait. And it just stems from there. I just remember from a very early age being fascinated by them. Evans Railways 2019, do you guys like Hornby? I do actually, yeah. Hornby do have some very good products out. They've really upped their game in the last few years. Although some of their models in their range have always been very good. The ex-Lancashire and Yorkshire Pugs, they've been out since the 1990s, and I think they're a really good model. And I think, things like the Q1, the Bullier Pacific, and the A4s have always been fairly good models anyway. And more recently, they've really upped their games. Jack's Hobby Hut. I do like Hornby. I modelled German railroads with LGB, mostly outdoors. The charm of outdoor model rail setups are really good. I've got an O-gauge one in the garden, and it's really nice to be able to kind of use real earth and stone to build the landscape that the railway goes through. And then I use a lot of like dwarf evergreen alpine plants to try and build up the ground cover, so that I've got something that doesn't grow overwhelmingly, but is got colour and substance all year round, and which complements the railway. So a lot of alpine dwarf shrubs, evergreen ones, are the way to go. Right, when that Duchess of Abercorn comes round again, somebody's asked for me to swap it for the 72XX, which is the Great Western Railway Mikado tank. So let's see. I don't know how much. Oh yeah, you guys can see that loco. I've just seen it on the screen, so you can see it going round. Let me change that out. Oh, it's turning into a request running session. So let me just put that one away. And 72XX. I showed you guys that before. 72XX. 7233 is its number. So get on the track, you beauty. 7233. Right, let's have a look. Loco 7233. Bish bash bush. And that should be going. Hasn't run in a while, so might just need to have a little bit of a help until it shines the wheels up. But there you are, that's my 72XX running. Otis JB says the pugs are very noisy. They are. The older models are quite noisy. You saw. Oh, it's just doing that thing, isn't it? Come on, you little thing. Little horror of a locomotive. Yeah, the pugs, also the Hunslet Austerities, the older Hornby and Bachmann locos for that matter, can be quite noisy, but just one of those things. It's not a big bother for me, actually, to be honest with you. I've got a really big soft spot for the ex-Lancashire and Yorkshire pugs. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is there any more? 7, 7. I've got 7 of the ex-Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway pugs, and I've got my eye on the 2 that Hornby have just recently brought out. Leslie Gilpin, I do have a Daypole pug in 00 from when they first came out, never been run but no box. Yeah, it was originally a Daypole model. I didn't mention it. I should have really. So Hornby did. Am I missing a train? No, there we are. 1, 2, 3, 4 trains running. That's right. It was originally developed by Daypole. Kirk TV, can you do more how-to videos? Yeah, I am doing quite a few. As I said before, I'm going to be doing a how-to DCC fit. The Hornby Hunslet Austerity, in an easy to follow guide. But I have done an awful lot of how-to guides. If you look back through my channel, there should be a playlist on how-to guides. And I've done how-to guides on an awful lot of stuff over the years. So there is a lot on my channel, but I will be doing more. Evan Railway 2019. Jenny, can you do a vid of track cleaning? It's not really much to show. I did do a review of, it was actually the Gauge Master GM26 or 27 track rubber. But essentially, track cleaning, there we go, that's me track cleaning. You just, all I do is clean the tops of the rail. There's not really a lot to it. I don't have one of these like the CMX or the Daypole or the Gauge Master track cleaning wagons. So there's not really a lot to show on a track cleaning video, I have to say. Stuart Muir, hi Jenny, are you going to get either the Midland Pullman or the Western Pullman trains packed, as these may be popping up in the bargains? Yeah, again, I do really like the look of those. The original Nanking Blue ones do look something special, but I also am quite happy with the ones with the full yellow faces as well. But they are awfully expensive, and they are holding their own on the second-hand market. So, yeah, in an ideal world, I'd love to get one, but it's just about affordability. I like transport. Come on, we're going to have to see a 37. Right. I have got a special 37 for these occasions. This is Bullet A 37.4, and there's no motor in it or gear trains, so it's really good for double heading. So let's see, I can make the 72XX double head perfectly with this. So let's get that then. Oh, the purists are going to be spitting their rivets out everywhere. Let's. Alright. Right, just need to couple you to that, and you to that. Come on, couple it up. Right, and that should be instant double head. Well, it should be, but there's too much drag. That may stall out somewhere because there's a lot of drag. That's a heavy locomotive to pull round. Oh, and that's part of the problem. It just derailed. Oh. Oh, what are you doing to me? I think that's on the track. Oh, that's struggling a bit over there. No. I'm afraid that 37 is being very naughty. Oh, come back here, you. Oh. So basically for 37s, I'll just sit here for a bit like this. Evan Railway 2019, are you getting any new locos? I've picked up, because a couple of weeks ago we had a lot of people donated on the super chat, and actually I was really humbled by how much support there was there. People donated, I think it's about £118 in total. It was a really spectacular night. And what I'd said was that if I passed the £100 mark, then I would buy a specific loco and review it, and it would be at the request of the people who donated the most money. And the request, well, we passed the 100, actually got £118 on Super Chat, which is the donate button at the bottom there somewhere. You don't have to donate. I don't want to be one of these YouTubers that goes gimme, gimme, gimme. But I then duly went out and bought the Locomotive. I'm going to be doing it partly as well in conjunction with Rails as well, because as it happens, they've just gone on sale with Rails. So my newest locomotives includes this, which I keep showing you guys this, the Helgen 1366 pannier. And let's have a look. Well, here's a sneak peek of one of the reviews I'm doing for Oxford Rail. So they are Dean Goods in ROD, Rail Operations Division, as number 2308. So that's another recent acquisition. Oh, and the 26 as well that you've just seen going up there, that was one that I picked up recently at a really favourable price. Oh. Let me just put that back up there. Kirk TV, got to go. Good, had a good night. Keep the good work up. Bye. It's been great having your company. Actually, it's been really great having you on and chatting to you. So take care, and perhaps see you next week, next Monday, on Loft Chat Live. I call it Shed Chat Live because back when I started about a year or so ago, we were actually out in the shed where at the time I had the model railway. I Like Transport says the super chat is below the typing box next to emoji if anybody feels they want to super chat. You were we need to get you some kind of cheerleading uniform with tassels and stuff. Like, go Jenny, go Jenny, give me a J, J, give me an E, E, and so forth. Yoruden, Japan, are you going to get any more of Bachmann's Atlantics? Again, it's a cost thing. What I tend to do is I buy an example of a particular class, and then, you know, unless it's either a class that I absolutely adore, like A4 Pacifics or Lancashire and Yorkshire Pugs or Class 8 Shunters or 25s, then I tend not to get another one unless they come up at a really favourable price. In terms of Atlantics, I do like the olive green one that they do, but it's an expensive loco. So I've got a H1 Atlantic in London Brighton South Coast livery. I've also got a Great Northern Railway Iver Atlantic in the GNR Great Northern Railway livery. So would I get some more? Yeah, if money was no object, but yeah, I would. But at the moment, I'd probably put the money towards another locomotive that I don't already have an example of. Evan Railway 2019, brilliant show, can't wait for the next one. We haven't even finished this one yet, but thank you very much. I like transport. NO spells no. I am not wearing a cheerleading uniform, I'd rather a cheap cringy logo. just joshing with you, I'll have the cheerleading uniform, they're quite cute. Actually no, I think as a 40-year-old I would look quite tragic in a cheerleading uniform. Flymo Chairman 1, Rail Operating Department. I thought it meant Railway Operating Division 2, but apparently not. I will stand corrected. I will also stand corrected, actually. I've always called it Railway Operating Division, but yeah, actually Railway Operating Department does make sense as well. Leslie Gilpin, Monday nights not the same without Shed Chat. Well, where am I going? I like transports, Astro. I want to see a pair of 37s on the main line. Oh no. It means changing the trains. I have to. The trouble is that the 37s I've got are quite noisy because they're fitted with Soundtracks chips, which just fire up the moment you put them on the track. It's a little bit annoying. Evan Railway 2019. Bye Jenny. Has Zoe passed her driving test on your railway? Zoe actually has no real interest in model trains. The closest she gets is that Gronks look pretty. And some of the really colourful pre-grouping livery, she said, looks pretty. But she doesn't really have any interest. I let her do her retro computer games and she lets me do model railways, and we're quite happy. Jack's Hobby Hut. Jennifer, have you seen the Magna Rail bicycle? What do you think? I have seen that, and I think it is a really, really innovative and great use of the system. And so, yeah, really, really good. Rising Sun 101CH. What other hobbies do you and Zoe have? Zoe collects retro computer games, in particular PlayStation 2. She's going for a complete PAL region PlayStation 2 set, which is about 2,400 games, and she's already got coming up on 2,000 of them, so she's doing really well. There's a lot of games, but also she collects for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, Mega Drive, Master System, Sega Saturn, original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, what else has she got? GameCube, Wii, N64, you name it, she's got it. I also collect vinyl records. I've got a huge collection of that. I used to work in radio, so I've just built up a huge collection over the years. Somebody's just donated, Sparky 107. Thank you very much for that. 10 Canadian dollars, plus 37 Euro Phoenix. If you go to Double Heads, I'm just saying. Okay, as you donated on Super Chat, thank you very much. That is incredibly generous of you. So you have asked. So I have to remove the shed to get in it. I don't have anything in Euro Phoenix livery, I have to say. My collection stops in sort of early 90s. but so the best I can do for you is class 37, 116 in rail blue. So whenever that 72XX comes back round, and it will be double heading with Bullet A, simply because this isn't a motorised one, so it's a lot easier to set up and double head with. And also I only have 3 37s, so yeah, don't worry about it, Sparky. It's always very, very welcome. I never quibble over a few Canadian bucks. Thank you very much. It's very, very generous of you. I really do appreciate it. Let's get them 37s on. Let's put this away first. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to double head it because you asked for it double headed. This is going to fire up the moment I place it on the track, so you'll hear the engine fire up and then I'll mute it, so otherwise it'll drown me out. Just get that on the track. Are you on the track? I think it's on the track. So you see what I mean? The Soundtrax chips are actually, they're really good chips. They're kind of a mid-price range, so they're between the TTS and like the Zemos and Lego Man Biffle type ones. So 3716 that will be on. So Loco 3716. It's like it's got a little clown horn. Right. Let's have a blast of Crag. There you are, double-headed 37. Let's have a look. Hermitage Rose says, I collect 37s, I have 45. Gosh, that is a lot of 37s. I don't have that many of any one single class, it has to be said. Right, I'm just going to mute that. Just because otherwise I'll have difficulty being heard over it. But yeah, Sparky 107, 107, you have to love that sound. Actually, I am growing on that tractor sound. So that has become a little bit of a favourite loco. I wasn't a big 37 fan for a long time, but I did end up with an intercity. Oh, it's just one moment, it's just for some reason stopped. Oh, come on, get on the track. I think it's on the track. It's that Intercity 37. It doesn't seem to like staying on the track very much. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, Class 37s have grown on me, and I'm guessing actually the deal clincher for me was that sound-fitted rail blue one. The Bullet Day and Intercity, I could probably take it or leave it. My Eisteddfod Glenna in regional railways delivery. Oh, it's just shorted out. Ooh. I'm gonna have to take that second 37 off because it's misbehaving. Come here, you. What are you doing to me? Right. Right. let's just see now. Right, all the others have stopped as well. So, da, da, da. I think. Right, there we are. So it'll just go around on its own. I can't double head. I'm sorry, Sparky. This one's misbehaving too much. Just shorted the layout out, so I'm going to put that one away. And that's actually another interesting point, is that you can buy very, very cheaply absolutely ruined internally locomotives. Decent locomotives. That's a Bachmann 37. Had no motor in. I removed the worm gears and the cardan shafts as well, to allow it to freewheel, and hey presto, you got instant double heading loco. It's a good tip. I think that loco in its entirety cost me £10. Fly Mode Sherman one, Hermitage Road. Did BR build that many 37s? I think there's probably about 300 or more 37s. There were a lot. Otis JB, what is the loco class you have most of, and how many? I've not really counted recently, but I think it's a toss-up between Class 8 and Class 25. Class 8, I've got, let's have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, is there any others? Let me just have a look up here. 11. So I've got 11 Class 8s, 25s. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I've also got 11 Class 25s. Oh my word! Pirette 012 has just donated $4.99. Thank you very much. From one female model railroader to another, thank you for your channel. I live in the US, so it does not seem like a lot of interest among younger people. I think there's a lot of that, and thank you very much for that. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you very much. I think there's always this worry that younger people are not being attracted into the hobby. In the UK, we've had this for some time, and one of the things which seems to be turning the tide is the TV series Great Model Railway Challenge, and like it or loathe it, it has attracted a lot more young people into the hobby. You see it at the shows, with more families going, families taking on projects that from the creative aspect. It has really brought a shot in the arm to the hobby over here. So I guess in America, if they had something similar to GMRC, that might help as well. But yeah, definitely we need to get young people into the hobby. It is a great hobby, and it's a lot of transferable skills. The creativity and the problem solving, electrical side of things, all of these things, the DIY woodworking, all of these are very good transferable skills, which are very much able to move into all walks of life, and they give you confidence as well. So it is a good hobby for the younger generation, if only we can get them interested in it. But yeah, it is a worry that there's not enough young people coming in. Sparky 107 says Ken Patterson is working on a program like that for the USA. Very interesting, actually. I must drop him a line. He did invite me on What's Neat this week, which I need to get around to sorting that out, actually, because I think it's great for the hobby, and I would love to go on that. I Like Transport says, I just googled how many 37s built. 309 37s were built. Yeah, I knew there was quite a lot. Kirk TV, hello, I am younger now, I do have to go, bye. Okay, it's been great having you on. I really appreciated your company, and you take care of yourself, and hopefully see you again next week, same time. Rising Sun 101CH, I agree, I've always enjoyed railways and I'm only 24. When it was on telly this year and last year, all my family watched it together. Richie Download Festival Goer, hi Jen, I got a Gronk in EWS livery and they are nice, they are really nice. I do love my Class 8s. Brian Harper, I have 13 Class 52s, 15 Class 20s, others are steamers. Flymo Sherman 1, Kurt TV, a school night? Got to be careful, we've got to, that copper thing, I think somebody did ask what I thought about copper. I don't think it's going to be as big an issue as a lot of people are running scared from it, but even so, you've got to be careful not to fall foul of it. So this channel is not not aimed at children, but yeah, it's one of the things we've got to be very mindful of, I guess. Danny Holland, the trouble is it's such an expensive hobby, and without second-hand things on eBay and Hattons, etc., I for one would not have been able to do it. I completely know where you're coming from. It is an expensive hobby. Chaz Walsh, hi from USA. It's because of you that I'm now into OO gauge. I'm amazed at what you have done. Cheers from Chaz. Charlie Walsh. Oh, well, thank you very much. I feel really honoured, actually. I always find it great when people say they've been inspired by me. It makes me think that I must be doing something right, but thank you very much. That is so nice to say that. Otis JB, I've only just seen the title of a video called Goodbye Virgin Trains. Have I missed something big? Are they no more? I'm afraid they are. They were barred from the bidding process to re-bid for the franchise. So yeah, they no longer run trains in the UK. Perret 012, love Ken Patterson, be good if he can pull it off. The hobby just needs more visibility. Very much. I totally agree with you on that. And thanks again for that very, very generous donation on the Super Chat. Very much appreciated. Rising Sun 101CH, would love to get involved in a local modelling group, but I think there's only one in Belfast. I'm tempted to start one for younger folks, and maybe even in the LGBTQ group, but I have no idea how to. Start it and they will come. Pirette 012 got really into model railroading thanks to all the British YouTubers. Oh, great. Sparky 107, great guy Jenny. Call him late at night. He sleeps through the day. I spent some. It's just gone off the top. Oh, the computer breaks when I start to scroll. Sparky 107, great guy Jenny. Call him late at night. He sleeps through the day. I spent some time at his place. One of the best people to chat with. But he is full of ideas and talks very lightly. Yeah, I do need to get back in touch. He does occasionally drop into the chat. Ken, if you watch this on the rewind, or if you are there lurking away, then drop me a line again. I'll try and dig out your email address again. I would love very much to come on the What's Neat This Week podcast. So maybe we can sort something out. I know there's a bit of difficulty with schedule clashes. But yeah, I would very much love to do that. Sparky 107, 10 PM on. Wistaston Junction, my sons love getting involved in my layout. Age 23 and 17. Yeah, there are a lot of younger people out there. The hobby has definitely got a good contingent of newcomers. And actually GMRC showed that actually there was a lot of younger people being involved in it, and it was good to see. Right, just quick check. They're all still going round. Richie Download Festival Goer, hi Jen, do you have any Class 47s that isn't in BR Blue? I have no 47s whatsoever, I'm afraid. It's a class of loco I just don't have any of. Evan Railway 2019, I've been inspired by you as well. Oh, I'm really, really humbled by hearing that. It's always nice to hear, and you know, it's great that I can do something to kind of share my enthusiasm for the hobby and snare people with my nerd musk. But yeah, it is. I do feel really quite happy that I'm inspiring people into the hobbies. Thank you very much. Flymo Chairman 1, Rising Sun 101 CH just asked, start with a set you can afford and ask for a little, oh, it's just jumped. Advice and spare bits. 57305 Northern Princess. I've got 14 class 57s and only 3 47s. I'm eyeing up 47 714 in Angler. Oh my word, Pirette 012. The average age of my local club is 70. Oh wait, thank you very much. That is very, very generous of you donating another $1.99 US. Thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. But yeah, there are a lot of older people in the hobby, but if we can only just attract in newcomers. I must admit, I found very off-putting in a lot of model clubs. If they have a lot of old people, they do tend to be very stuck in their ways, and that can be off-putting for newcomers to the hobby. But one of the things that I really try and do with the channel is kind of, I'm always a bit of a lone wolf when it comes to clubs. That I've never been a member of a model railway club, and I think YouTube is a great way of connecting with the younger generation in a way that doesn't necessarily have these sort of rivet counting, stuck in the mud, fun police type people who actually, you know, stop people from enjoying the hobby. So hopefully my enthusiasm does rub off. But yeah, we do need to get more new people into the hobby. Otis JB says, I still can't believe how many locos you have after just 15 years of collecting. Yeah, I was very lucky. I started collecting series, the more modern, high quality models back when the prices were very cheap, so I was very, very lucky in that respect. The Don Juan King Fox Junction, can you use Matchbox cars on my layout? They're the right size. Yeah, some of those things can be used. Lesney models from, I think they're the 70s, 60s. Those are actually really good models for model railways. They're pretty much the right size. 57305 Northern Princess. I was on the last ever Virgin train service with 390121 to Wolverhampton. You can see my video on my channel called The Last Day of Virgin Trains. And Pirette 012, thank you very much again. That's a very generous donation. Rising Sun 101CH, Don Juan the Matchbox cars are a bit big for your proper scale, but you lay out, so if you feel free to use them. Oxford Diecast, actually, they do stuff specifically for 00 and HO, and well worth checking out, and actually not necessarily too expensive, especially if you can pick them up second hand. Fast Moggy, hi, how many rats have you got and what liveries? I've got, well, I see it. That's the muck rat. That's the 26 in trainload coal sector. I don't count that as a rat, and I'm not counting 24s either. I've got 5 class 24s as well. But when I say rats, I'm always describing class 25s. So I've got 11 of them, mostly in rail blue with full yellow ends, but I also have one in intercity executive livery as Ethel 3, and then I've also got the chromatic blue livery, which is very unusual, with the half yellow warning panels, and I've got 2 in two-tone green. I like transport. Yeah, if you want to, just use it. It's your railway. Use whatever you want. Don't worry about it. At the end of the day, if you're happy with it, then it's right. Don't let the fun police grind the fun out of the hobby for you. You just do whatever you want. As we always say, rule 1: do whatever you want. Leslie Gilpin, I use Oxford Diecast 1 to 148 vehicles on my 1 to 160 layout. They look okay. Yeah, you know, if it looks right, it is right. Don't get too het up on different scales. Ringson 101CH, I love your enthusiasm and energy. We all need to fight the rivet counters. Definitely, yeah. I mean, there is a place in the hobby for the rivet counters, and I've seen some amazing rivet perfect models, and you know, if that's where you get your enjoyment, then go for it. Don't let people stop you. But it is when you get the people who kind of push their personal philosophy on everybody else and go, no, you must have the right number of rivets, and you can't run an LMS Duchess with oil tanks. I just did. You know what I mean? And it's like the hobby is meant to be fun, and you know, people get their fun in all sorts of ways from the hobby. Evan Railway 2019. I'm building a ride-on steam railway in my garden. Oh, I would love to have a garden big enough for that. I would adore a ride-on steam railway, but my garden's just not big enough, not in the slightest. The Scuba Trust. How big is your loft there? I'm having my loft boarded at the moment. I've never actually measured it, but I think it's about 18 feet by 14 feet, and just at a guess. We're at the end of the terrace, so whereas the people next door will have a much bigger loft because they don't have the gable end. What you're seeing over here, where the roof comes in, that's the gable end of the terrace, and that cuts into the space quite a lot. That's my only vertical wall over there. It would be nice if there was another vertical wall over there, because it would have enabled me to have probably another 5 or 6 feet that way. But you know, I'm very lucky to have this space anyway, must admit. I like transport. Daryl Heave. Oh, you're responding to somebody else. The Don Juan King Fox Junction. Okay, off to eBay now for some Oxford diecasts. Yeah, very much. Oxford diecast. They are some great cars. There's like, I've got a load here. They're the right scale. So there's I think it's a Rover P1600, something like that. And they are lovely, well-detailed models. Vauxhall, I can never remember whether it's a Viva or a Victor. These are Oxford diecast, and they are great, great models, it has to be said. What else have we got there? Daryl Hearn says, hijack their loft next door. I think they'd notice it. It's a fire break wall as well. I think the fire safety officer would have something to say if I knocked holes through. Tony Wright. Yeah, exactly the same philosophy as me. I run what I like as it's my railroad. Very much. I mean, if you look around here, I've got mix and match all sorts of stuff. I mean, you've seen me pull the Great Western 72XX out and put it on a train of air-braked oil tankers. I just run whatever I want. I notionally like the sort of late 70s, early 80s BR Blue period, just straying into the start of intercity and regional railways. But I just buy what I like and run what I like. It's the way to do it in my philosophy. Leslie Gilpin, recording pacers when I see them before Transport for Wales get rid. Yeah, that's it. Some of these things you take for granted, and then when they're gone, they're gone. Rising Sun 101CH, exactly. I had my head chewed off by someone for making my own LMS and Northern Counties Commission 440 based on a Midland compound, but it wasn't accurate enough for my shelf. It's close enough. Yeah. Don't let people grind the fun out of the hobby for you. That is the golden #1 rule. Flymo Chairman 1. How to encourage more young folks into the hobby. Build more real railways and tramways. Not all of the beaching era cuts remnants into cycle tracks. Who's going to police them? Keep them tidy. Yeah, absolutely right. Yoredon, Japan. Dealing with rivet counters. I'm part of a model rail club in the US, but run British stuff. I bet you can imagine how well that goes. I got a friend who was a member of a model railway club in the UK and used to take great delight in putting a big, it was a Malay Challenger locomotive onto a Great Western Railway branch line terminus and just sending it out of the fiddle yard just to see the rivet counters' faces when it turned up in Ashburton. So yeah, I can imagine. Hermitage Road. My grandson has his own layout and he is 6. Yeah, I mean, my little nephew Henry, he's about that age and he lives and breathes trains. He loves trains, and that's the kind of enthusiasm that we need to see in the next generation, because that's how the hobby will survive. I'm just looking at the time actually. We've gone past the 3-hour mark. I'm starting to get a dry mouth because I've been talking so much. But look, it's been a really great live stream. Don't forget to mash that like button, and also you can head on over to our Teespring shop and check out the mugs if you want to get your own Jenny Monday Club mug. I promise you, eventually we will get other merchandise. We also will look into doing, I hate the term giveaway, but certainly maybe a competition or something we'll do. We'll work out how to do that. I'll have a chat with Sam's Trains in New Junction over email or something. Find out how they do them, if they do them. I Like Transport, you're a star, an absolute star, cheerleading the stuff. Daryl Hearn says, thanks Jenny, better than any Monday TV. Oh, thank you very much. But look, don't forget you can watch and catch up all of these videos, including the live stream videos. They turn into an ordinary video on YouTube after they process. But it's been great to have all your company. Always great to catch you and hang out with you on Monday nights. And also, it was great to have Les Cliff as a magical special guest. I'm hoping to get Cottersmore back, actually. I really enjoyed the live stream with Cottersmore, aka David Jones. Hopefully he'll be able to, he'll get, oh my word, Pirat012, you don't have to keep donating, but thank you very much. It's very, very appreciated. Thank you so much, and a great good night to you. It's been great to have you on the channel. Thank you very much to you, Pirat, and everybody else who donated tonight. As I say, you don't feel you have to donate. It is always very much appreciated when you guys do, but it obviously helps to fund making the videos that you know and love. And hopefully, oh yes, of course, my books as well. I Like Transport says Jenny books available at allmousemedia.com, Patreon, and Jenny's website is there. We're going to be revamping the website in the new year as well to focus down. At the moment, it focuses on my writing career. But essentially the YouTube has taken over from that. I've moved on from being a famous science fiction author, and that was back sort of like, God, like 8-9 years ago. The books are still available. You can buy them, love them, enjoy them, tell all your friends about them. But we're going to rejig the website. West Hatton says, hi to you Jenny, my area's modern image, I have around 25 sheds and others to your channel. It's always a source of inspiration, especially the scenic ships. Thank you very much. We'll look at on Wednesday as a review going out of the new Hatton's Class 66. They lent me one of their review samples and it got put through its paces on Weir Yard, so you get footage of it running on Weir Yard, and I did a full review of it. It's an amazing model. I'm not into modern image, but it was an amazing model, so do look out for that. I Like Transport says, I'm only a teenager, so I'm pleased to be part of the future of railways. It's great to have you, but I'm so pleased to see the younger generation getting really into the hobby. SCR 1981 says, where is the Class 26? You're just seeing it there, coming into view. That is my Class 26 that I bought recently. It's just coming around. Number 26008. It's a Helgen model in the trainload coal sector. Yeah, West Ham says, I will look forward to seeing that. I have a 66783 Biffa livery on order. I believe the Biffa livery won't be available until the new year, but all the way up to and including the Rail Blue, so the large logo livery that one of them's in. The DC and non-DC, so the DC and DCC ones, if you've already pre-ordered, will be out before Christmas. You will get them before Christmas. If you've ordered either DCC sound or you order after now, then it's in the new year when the main bulk of the stuff's coming through. So just a little bit of information on that. So I missed your live video last week. I'm late tonight and doing a flight sim. It's Mad Bren. Don't worry, you can catch up with the full video, but it's always great to have you in. Better late than never. Anyway, look, I'm going round in circles. I don't like long goodbyes, so we don't get the awkward bit when you do YouTube live streams on your phone where you basically get my finger pointing at you. Like, Jenny Kirk needs you! And so, great night to you all. You all take really good care, and I'll see you hopefully next week. Bye for now.